what happened the first turn? Ryan shot stuff, and only one Eldar died. That's really the first turn. So that's the first turn. For people that are watching on YouTube,
that Ryan has to move because if he doesn't, he's gonna keep getting.
So I forgot to press the recording button, Jack. But all we missed was one Eldar dying.
Oh, one Eldar died.
One Eldar died.
Turn one of Imperial Guard shooting.
One Imperial Guard.
Not Uno. Oh wait, no. Yes, Uno.
Yes, Uno.
Not zero.
No, Uno.
Right.
Uno.
Not deux.
Not deux. No, not trois. No.
Uno.
Uno.
Why are you like mixing French and Spanish or Italian?
Because I don't know languages.
Okay.
It's sort of like that guy, the kid, the older brother from Home Alone. A to D.
Yeah. Home Alone, classic. So yeah, only one Dire Avenger died. Not great.
That's not very dire.
No. And then now they're going after that objective right in the middle of the table there, and I think we might be looking at 4D3 versus 2D3 at the end of the battle round for VPs.
So as we go across the tables,
tell me what's happening.
Iron Warriors versus Emperor's Children is just getting set up.
Yeah, the Reverend Chris was a little late getting here.
Tau versus Necrons.
Yeah, in Scraptown.
In Scraptown is.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Wait, was that? No, not Tau. Eldar. It was Chaos. Excuse me. It was Zangor bomb.
Yeah.
Zangor seemed to be moving pretty quickly towards the Necrons.
That's the Sons of the Cyclops. They were on that stream last week against Advec.
Yep. And then moving down to the red table, the Mars table.
Yes.
The Tau have set up.
That's a big one.
Still getting set up. It's going to be a beautiful battle.
Is that Jared's Tau?
Jared versus Chris Bradley's Death Guard.
That's for the Hespelian Depot. So if the Death Guard managed to win that game, Hespelian Depot is permanently under Chaos control for the remainder of the campaign. Because it's just been corrupted for 3 weeks, so there's no way they'd be able to recover it.
And then moving further down, they're still setting up on the launch pad. Not to be confused with Launchpad McQuack, who is in DuckTales. Trademark Disney.
Trademark Disney.
Trademark Disney. The additionally, if you look, the other Iron Warriors, but a new gentleman that
Drew,
his first night here.
He's playing against Chris's Eldar, right?
He's playing against Chris's Eldar, and he has a Forge World Decimator.
Ooh, those are cool.
And he totally was demolishing some Eldar bikes. I only remark about that because Chris's bikes, I know, they're painted beautifully, but he's used them remarkably well in other games for late scoring. And now he only had one left. So
those have basically got him a lot of victory points. Yeah, Chris's army's gorgeous, as is Les's. I mean, and his Ryan's. But it's cool seeing each table. Where do I have? I have the list here somewhere. We have how many players we got tonight? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different players, and the only repeat army is Tau, and actually they're both using different tactics. So there's no any. Actually, the only repeat is 2 Iron Warrior players actually, but you have something of everything. The only army I don't see major army represented is Gene Stealer Cult, Tyranids, no Harlequins, no Drukhari. And I think, and then the Legion, the Adept is a specific one, so no Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves this week. But it's cool seeing a good spread. We'll see what happens this week, because the Imperium won a bunch of games last week, and this week, I think this is going to be a week for the Xenos. I feel like this is going to be the week that the Xenos kind of get those dubs.
Maybe, but the Xenos right now are Eldar and Tau, and they're both, all of the generals and all of the armies are pretty strong.
Yep.
I know Ramon had talked about bringing the 8 tonight. But we shifted down some points, so instead of 2,000, he's at 1,750 or something.
Yeah.
So I don't think he fit the 8 in.
I tried to get it, but it's hard with this many people. You're trying to make sure everybody had to get them in.
You gotta really balance out different armies, and so you just sometimes have to make the best with it.
Yeah.
But that said, there's still another 5 to 6 weeks of campaigning. So
5 or 6, because we have the only week we're not doing it is Captain Con. When is that? Is that
February 8th? I think.
Yeah. 2 weeks away?
3.
3 weeks away. Wow. Okay then.
Yeah. Next Saturday is a tournament.
Right. Where's here, Jack? Where could they play?
This is the Bolter Hole in Bellingham.
Facing that way. It's still
in Bellingham, Massachusetts.
Can't really do it.
You can follow us on Facebook, on Twitch,
Noah's Arcade,
Instagram, YouTube.
Do you have Snapchat yet?
No.
No,
And I don't have Twitter. I mean, I have Twitter. I just
I
don't
hate
know how to
Twitter.
use it.
I hate Twitter. I'm one of the few people that doesn't like Twitter. Everybody likes Twitter. I'm not
I also never use Snapchat.
I don't even
I have it, but
Snapchat.
I don't get it.
I don't want to see it.
Like, how old am I?
Yeah, I don't want to see Snapchat. It's funny. All the kids at school, they're like, Mr. So-and-so, you got Snapchat? Like, nope. No, thank you. No, thank you. Last thing I need to be seeing that. All right, so Les is pouring through his tome of knowledge here. I'm going to do a quick look and see what he's got on the table and what's moved away.
Sorry, my next messaging back and forth with my wife, which is not good on the stream, but
it's acceptable though.
It's totally acceptable.
You have to do it.
What's that?
I was just messaging with my wife.
Oh,
she's at home baking cake for a birthday party tomorrow. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, how do you think you say this name? Is it Bakor or Bakor?
What if it's
Basor? Is it C? Is it S? Is it
What if it's B.A. Core?
like B.A. Baracus?
Yeah. Or
what if that C is not pronounced like? What if it's S?
Basor.
Basor.
A C next to an O.
Or actually
that
no,
noise.
because S-O-U-R is sour. Basour. B.A. sour.
Alright, here's a question. So, lightning, is RTS stand for real-time strategy lightning? Are you like really fast at like RTS games? I'm curious. See, the names are really cool. I'm always curious what the meaning of these names are. So RTS
I saw a license plate that may or may not have spelled diarrhea. Or my wife saw it, sent me a picture. I thought it was pretty disgusting.
What letters were it?
Well, let me look.
So should I tell you what's happening while you're looking up the diarrhea on the phone?
Sure.
So, the Dire Avengers that lost one of their members I think he's immune to that.
No, literally.
Derhyer. Guys, what do you think? Derhyer. Derhyer.
Derriere?
Derriere.
Derriere.
Yeah.
Okay.
That could be it too.
I feel like they would have spelled it differently.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like diarrhea to me. So, look, when you're doing vanity plates or name handles, you gotta be careful. You know what I mean? Like, you never know what people are gonna think.
So I asked if anybody's hobbying tonight. Is anybody hobbying tonight, guys? Anybody painting or building or
I was.
You were until I recruited you.
That's okay. I don't mind.
You're the only non-bald person in the booth right now. Look at this. It's like you get.
I have enough hair for all three of us.
You do. I do not have. Those days are long gone. You still got some going there. I don't really have any.
Well, you have way more than I do.
On the back.
Like, should I shave my head to be in here?
I should grow this out into a back.
Yeah, we can do like
not do that.
Ponytail.
In fact, shave all of it except for a square. And just that one square. Grow and grow and grow. And then we could braid it all together. We could hang out together and braid each other's hair.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Cool might not be exactly the word.
Do you see they're doing an HBO series, The Watchmen?
I have, yeah. But it's supposed to be like years
after The
Watchmen.
That's interesting.
You're not locked in. I'm not locked in here with you.
You're locked in with me. Great movie. I actually really like that movie. Did you ever read the graphic novel?
I did. Yeah,
pretty cool.
That's pretty good.
Pretty cool.
I've read the graphic novel, but I have not seen the movie.
Oh, Theo's in here. Hey, Theo. Rating a little WoW. Painting between. Watching. So, Theo, are you excited for the raid of Dazara Lore? The big, the next big raid for World of Warcraft that comes out next week.
Oh, so wait, is that sort of like a patch? It's like
they
leave it into the game.
So they did the patch, the first part of it, and then the second part goes live this week, and it's the next big raid. So it looks pretty cool. Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. So like, get me. Are you doing Uldir? So Uldir is really cool. Uldir is like this raid where it's this old containment facility. And you end up like going through this old ruined facility that's been corrupted by like a blood god. It's actually really.
This is in
World of Warcraft. Yeah.
Have they
It's fun.
Have they so is it all fantasy now or is it like more steampunky now?
It's both.
It's a little both.
Yeah. So like this expansion's more about like it brought back the focus of the two factions fighting each other.
Okay.
But Theo, what do you think of the storyline so far, man? The writing for like the Horde has basically made the Horde basically bad guys.
Are they the mustache twirling bad guys?
They're not like their leader is. The leader is just like, I'm gonna burn a city down with all the people inside it just cause.
Okay.
And like she basically commits genocide on the Night Elves just cause. And like they did a good job for the first like however many years this game's been out, like 14 years, of making it fairly morally ambiguous, and like you could argue that the Horde was just as morally good as the Alliance, but right now it's like the person leading the Horde is not a good person. It's a bad person. And the person leading the Alliance is a very good person. So it's like...
So you get a very night-day...
Yeah, and like I always loved like the idea of the Orcs. The Orcs were all about honor and strength and like courage, and they were cool. And now like...
Now you're just playing a bad guy.
You're basically playing a character that's led by a bad guy. The world is a soul in it. It's blood. Yeah, so that's cool. So the resource... So the end of the last expansion... Yeah, N'Zoth's definitely coming, man. Do you think N'Zoth is the one that actually convinced Vol'jin to make her war chief? So at the end of the last expansion, like there was this huge epic battle against this like demonic horde, and you beat the demonic horde, and the guy that's like leading it is this old like gigantic Titan god, and as he's brought back into prison by his brother gods, he takes his big ass sword and stabs it in the planet, and the planet's blood comes out, which is basically like what you could use to make WMDs. Oh, okay. And so both factions are using the planet's blood to all these technologies, and they're fighting each other over it. And that's basically the idea. But it's and the old gods are now like in the background, and the old gods are basically like the idea of like H.P. Lovecraft bad guys, like the old gods, so like Cthulhu, that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. Like
so really bad.
So like in the world of H.P. Lovecraft, if a god arrives, like basically humanity is wiped out. Like they can't. So
can't fight it.
You can't fight it. And the whole idea is like people are all fighting not to because they know eventually the gods will wake up. They're just trying to postpone it. So ultimately, it's like pushing. It's like just
the clock to midnight.
Yeah, it's like pushing the clock back like a minute. It's like okay, we'll do the spell to keep the god asleep for a little longer.
What's that movie? The one that Joss Whedon did. I never saw it, but I heard that.
Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, I heard that's basically what it is. Right?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go hardcore spoiler here.
I already heard that. They wake up the god, everybody dies.
Yeah, they hardcore spoiler. They literally they're like, what do you mean? Like, so all these people get sacrificed all the time, like in order to they basically like we're being put into a real horror movie just so you can sacrifice us for the gods. Yeah. Yeah, screw this. Like, just let the god come out, and the movie ends with the gods coming out. Like, it's like.
Did you watch Bird Box?
I haven't. No, it's basically the same thing.
I won't. If you don't want to hear, I won't ruin it.
Spoilers for Bird Box.
No, but like the bad guys remind me of a very Cthulhu. The bad guys remind me of a very Cthulhu kind of thing, because like if you look at Cthulhu, you go nuts.
Yeah.
It's basically like if you see what's in the movie, like the things that are like the antagonists. If you see them, you're driven insane immediately. So like it's very, and they don't really exist in that plane of reality. Like they can't physically directly like affect you. Like they can't like open up a door.
Okay.
They can't like pull up a sheet. But if you see them, like, you're just immediately driven. It's like almost like my buddy described it as the opposite of the beatific vision. So instead of seeing something incredibly beautiful, like we see it's so incredibly evil and disgusting, you're driven immediately to madness, which is kind of cool.
Oh, don't you wish that they had done something creative and neat like that with Emperor's Children? Instead of like, oh, I have a talking sword. Oh, look, I'm using blood and shit to paint a picture.
So Basor, we're gonna say Basor.
Okay.
Is it Bakor? Let us know how is this? Yeah, we need Bakor. We need to know how this is pronounced because I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. So he's doing some Gene Stealer cult gangers. Nice.
Oh yeah, nice. We have Necromunda. Not this Sunday, but the following. This Sunday we're doing Speed Freaks, but I'm not sure it's gonna go down.
Oh, Snow Time. Let me see. I think they're on turn 2. Let me go find out. Or Battle Round 2.
Yeah. So, it would be great to see some new gangs. We've only had really 4 different gangs come in. We have 2 Eschers, a Goliath, and my Orlocks. But man, the Goliaths have just been wrecking us. So if you're playing Gene Stealer Cult and you think you can take down some Goliaths, dude, please come and play because we need to set this Goliath gang back. They're kicking our butts.
I've seen some long faces out there. Bring
There's
a long face out there.
Bring some Gene Stealer Cult down here. We do Necromunda a couple times a month.
No, I have a Goliath gang. If you need me to come and be a ringer and take care of that other Goliath gang.
I don't know if you can. He's so powerful now.
Oh, come on, have faith.
Yeah, you gotta have a faith. George Michael says you have to have faith. He said. Sorry, past tense.
Too soon?
So Pask is almost dead.
Pask
is almost dead.
Well,
the Marauders are almost gone. Yeah, this could get ugly fast.
It could get out of hand really quickly.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have faith in the Storm Science coming down. And along with the vehicle, there's a tank that's getting drop podded in by Deep Struck in via the Tariel station. So.
Oh, okay. Let's hope the Imperials can hold on to it.
I'm gonna product place Snapple for you, Jack. Look at that.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have Diet Snapple here. Yeah,
it's delicious.
Diet Snapple.
Yeah, but look, if you don't want Diet Snapple and you don't want the water and you don't want the soda we have and you bring in something of your own, nobody's gonna harass you.
Where'd you get that?
Wow, we can bring our own drinks in?
You can.
Whoa.
Non-alcoholic, of course.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. But there's a bar right down the street if you want to get some beverages there. At the Rock and Coal Pizza. I had a Italian grinder pizza there today.
That looks good.
It was
They
tasty.
have such good pizza.
Yeah, it was good.
Their pizza is good, but I actually had one of their burgers that was on their specials of the day.
I had a burger.
And it had this like bourbon sauce on it.
Ooh,
it was
good?
so good. Like, I mean, I usually when I go to a restaurant and have a burger, I'm usually left feeling like, it's a burger.
But it was a solid burger.
This was different. This was a good burger.
We're gonna go to the side shot here. I like that. All right, so we can see the battle line drawn here.
Yeah.
See, Dan, if you're watching what Ryan's using, that's what you got to use more of, the dice tray.
And I just mostly finished the city table.
Looks good.
So
Looks good.
I put a dice tray over there because the guys were rolling that and it was just bouncing all over the place. Yeah. I was cringing.
On the tiles?
Yeah.
Oh hell no.
So I walked them down. I walked them down a little dice tray. I actually have to get some more dice trays. I have to figure out. I think maybe just some small boxes and some felt.
I feel like they're easy to make.
My mom can. Also, my mom loves making them. I'll ask her when I see her tomorrow.
There you go.
So and but we gearing up.
We're in top of 2. All right.
Top of 2. Let's see some points action happening.
Do you guys roll for victory points? All right, top of 2. We have a score.
Uh-oh.
I think I heard that it was.
It's a little
one-sided.
It's a little skewed here. Yeah. It's okay. It's just early. It is early. So let's see here. You know what we're gonna do?
All right, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough.
Yeah, check on that. I want to see how that Tyrell Station battle's going.
All right, I'll go check on it.
I'm curious. All right, so you mind asking them how many command points they have left?
Yeah.
Thank you. So Sarah's gonna find out how many command points and command points they have left.
Ryan has 6.
Yep.
And Les has 8.
6 and 8. Okay, thank you. So they have 1 VP and 6 command points. Okay. What color should we make Astra Militarum? I think green?
Green. Let's do green. Bright
green. Bright green.
Yes.
Ooh, I like that.
It's a good color.
Oh, look at that. Can't miss that. Okay. And then battle round 2, of course.
Yeah.
And then Les had 7 victory points. Oh, yeah, 7 victory points.
And 8.
And 8
command points.
Right. All right. Let's see. 8 command. Yeah, so 8 command points and 7 victory points. Okay. Here we go. So, are you happy it's the weekend, Sarah?
Yeah, I have to work tomorrow, but only for a few hours.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. So 7 victory points and 8 command points. Yeah, I was so happy it was Friday. I was ready.
Yeah, next week I only have to work 3 days.
Ooh.
Because we have Monday off because of MLK Junior Day.
Yeah.
And then I had some comp time from when we had to work later than everyone else. Because, that's what happens when you work in collections and it's the end of the month.
Right.
So I also have Friday off.
Nothing wrong with that?
Nope. And next weekend is my birthday weekend.
I'm excited about that.
Me too.
I'm excited about that. That was a lot of fun last time. It was really so. Hopefully, this weather, the snow isn't too crazy. Because tonight, I guess, or not tonight, tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who knows though? We could get what they're saying, or we could get nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Like one snowflake.
So I have to go to grocery shopping tomorrow. And I'm
luck.
I'm going to Market Basket. If anybody here live in New England, Market Basket.
We don't have any food in our house.
Go to Market Basket tomorrow morning is going to be a zombie apocalypse. It's going to be.
I'm gonna have to go to Stop and Shop.
That's not as bad though, right? I mean, Market Basket's another level of crazy.
It can get pretty bad. I'll make Ray go in. I'll give him my debit card and be like, "Go shopping."
Go take care of that. Theo, what class do you play in? Wow, I was curious. You told me, but I think you said you play a tank. So Ryan's moving up. Good. So now he's moving towards.
Good.
Now he's moving.
I feel like that's his first big move.
Yes. Now he's redeploying. I think he's being more aggressive, which is good.
All right. Good.
And you can see he moved his models towards that objective number 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yep.
This is good. All right. So if he can hold those 3, and then maybe shoot off the squad holding, maybe the squad up in the top of the bastion there, in those ruins.
Oh.
That looks like number 6. I think it's either 5 or 6. I can't tell.
I can't tell either.
Yeah, I can't quite tell. If I go to this one, I might be able to tell. It's 5. Oh, because it's a much bigger screen there. So yeah, the one towards the bottom, number 5. I think he could shoot that unit up there up top. That looks like a Guardian squad. He could definitely take them off that position. So if he can shoot them off that objective, deny that to less, hold 3, he could be up 3-2.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So he's not going to be able to get those guys off the table. Actually, you know what he could do? So that squad that Les has down towards the bottom, which it looks like is objective number 4. It's covered, but it's 4. The one near the bottom, behind the red Munitorum container. When he deep strikes in his vehicle using the benefit from Tariel Station, he could bring it down in the bottom left-hand corner of the table. Okay, he could then shoot off those guys. That's just a Guardian squad. Shoot them right, or no, it's a Dire Avenger squad. Shoot them right off that objective.
Mm-hmm.
That way, Les would only be holding. He'd only be holding 2 objectives. Sorry, 1. If he was able to shoot, he could actually, if he plays his cards right here, and assuming he can bring enough firepower to bear, he might be able to shoot off that squad up top. But again, the minuses to hit is going to be the problem. He has to get close.
Yeah, he does.
He has to be moving forward. That turn of being stationary at the beginning of the game could end up being caught. That could just be too much. That one turn of not being able to close the distance, I think he might end up regretting that. But it's kind of the good thing when you play an army for the first time. You learn a lot.
Right.
The problem is if you play an army for the first time, you typically aren't going to win. But he might. But the thing is that he's already learned a lot. So the next time he plays an army like this, he knows more about them. Which is why I always like playing armies the first time. Especially playing with the players the first time, because you figure what they like to do.
Yep.
You know. Oh, you know what he's doing? He's looking about where to play his vehicle. That's why he's checking 9 inches. See what he's doing?
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think he's going to bring something really close down. It might be his Storm Scions. Yeah, look at that. Yep, he's bringing
right
down his...
underneath.
So these are Storm Scions. So these guys pack quite a punch. Let's go to the side shot. So you can see... Yeah, see, these are Storm Scions. So I bet he's going to try to shoot those guys off that... It's clever how he used the 9-inch ruler. See that? It's like clipped on the terrain piece. That way he knows he's not within 9 inches.
Oh,
That's clever.
That is clever.
Yeah.
I thought
You know what's
it was
awesome?
resting on
You can see Les's LED lights.
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
he
see
likes
that?
to light up his stuff.
Yeah,
That's
it's so
pretty
cool. So his vehicles, guys, we're going to get some close-up shots.
Yeah.
They have LED lights, which is absolutely gorgeous. All right, so while he's doing this, I'm actually going to go through Les's army. We never got a chance to do that. Mm-hmm. So we went through Ryan's army. Les's army. 2 Falcon Grav Tanks, 1 Wave Serpent, 1 D-Cannon Platform, 3 squads of Dire Avengers, 2 squads of Guardians, 1 squad of Rangers, 1 squad of Wraithguard, a Farseer, an Autarch, a Spirit and a Warlock. So it's a very balanced force. It's got a lot of different stuff. It's not like... These armies are just fun narrative builds, but you can see that they still can be pretty strong. Like, there's still a lot of firepower in Ryan's army, and there's still a lot of tricks that Les's army can do. But neither guy tried to build an army that's optimized,
Right.
But I think it's cool that you can still build like a thematic force and have it still be good to play and fun to play, It's not like they're really handicapping themselves. All right, so let's go back to overhead and we can see what's going on here. So you can see the squad that's been deployed down there. So Ryan's gonna be expecting big things from them. Big turn for Ryan. Right?
Yeah, I think he moved a lot. He covered some distance, which is good.
I'm gonna see what I'm gonna just check real quick. I'll go back to the side shot. I want to see if he brought the vehicle down.
I don't know if you heard it. He goes, Operation Dumbo Drop is in full effect.
Okay, so questions have been answered.
Good.
All right, so here's the deal. So he did bring down a tank.
Okay.
It's you can see it on the far right part of the screen. It's right to the right, basically right to the right of his left hand right now. It's a green tank. That's the one that got.
Okay.
So he elected.
That was part of the terrain.
Yeah, it's actually right where that card
But
is.
I see it. Okay,
yeah,
I
so right
see
where
it.
let's put that card. So that's where he brought in his deep striking tank via the stratagem.
Okay.
So it looks like he's planning on keeping your pass to get benefits of Pask. So big turn for Ryan.
Big turn for
Big
Ryan.
turn. So okay, this is what he's done. So he brought down a Storm Scions.
Ooh.
Okay, right near the squad of Eldari. That yep, he's right down there. This is
Okay.
a squad of Eldari holding that objective.
Okay.
I want to see what that squad is actually.
So, while Brian steps out, we can recap a couple things. The Iron Warriors versus the Eldar down in the city. It's pretty close. It's hard to tell what's going on. It looked really Iron Warrior heavy at the beginning, but when I walked down, it looked pretty evenly matched at this point.
Okay.
So, I think the Tau are going to. Take the landing pad. And then it looks like as you move down the tables, it's hard to tell what's going on with the Necrons and the Zangor bombs, the chaos.
Sounds like a sandwich.
It does, yum.
Doesn't it?
And
Zangor bomb.
there's still, dice have not, the deployment hasn't even been done between the
Wait,
Iron
what?
Warriors and Emperor's Children.
Oh,
Wait.
Reverend Chris.
Oh boy.
So Michael looks like he might be getting a little frustrated, and his Iron Warriors might be digging in. It reminds me of that book, Angel Exterminatus, I think, where the Iron Warriors and Emperor's Children.
They don't get along.
They work together, but they didn't really get along. And it looks like that might be what's happening here.
How about the other? Did you already talk about the other tables?
Yes.
Oh.
So and then the.
What happened to Tariel Station? What's going on there?
I think that the Tau are probably going to end up taking that. And then.
Not good for the Imperium.
No. I think the sisters are going to do their best to hold it, but I think their AdMech allies are not going to hang around.
Oh, no.
And then if you look at the Tau versus Death Guard.
Yeah, how's that one?
The Tau have
It's
had
a power match. That's a power match.
It is. But the how do I say? So the Tau blasted away like almost an entire unit of plague bearers, like 18
Whoa.
or 20 of them or something.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Wow.
So, but
That happened last time, though. He was fine.
Yeah, that said, he still has some plague burst crawler. He still has all the vehicles,
the drones.
The little
The Demon Prince is a beast.
Yeah, so
Yep.
it's too early to say. And,
you can't count that Death Guard out.
No,
we saw against Dan. That was a hell of a game.
And they just made a pretty big run move, I think, towards the lines.
Oh man, charging that Tau army though.
Don't charge that Tau army.
Just
do not charge the Tau. I was actually thinking about this today. If I had to charge with orcs, I'd want to dual charge with like a battle wagon. Mm-hmm. And charge first with the battle wagon and hope the battle wagon survives.
Just doesn't blow up.
So that the orcs can then charge and actually do something and not get shot off the table.
I feel like you. So I haven't played against him yet. I feel like you have to have enough shooting to soften him up a little bit. You can't. I don't think you can charge in unless you have a way of like not allowing Overwatch.
Right.
Like if you somehow already get Reavers in there, throw some shock grenades, and then charge something else, or like Chaos has Warp Talons can do that. I think Warp Talons can drop in, and you can't Overwatch them if they charge you the turn they came down. But there's not a lot of reliable ways. I feel like the Harlequins have that one way to do it. There's I think there's an ability or an artifact, and Dan tried that, but then Jared had the grab inhibitor drone.
Oh.
And it took away D3, and he rolled like a 5, and it took 3 inches off the charge, and that didn't allow Dan to get in. And that was basically the game, because he would have locked up 2 units from firing Overwatch with that one Shadow Seer, and then and just everything died. That was a game I played in. I was just sitting there like, oh, so that's cool.
Yeah.
My army does not do that. Sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Is another way of saying that
it's brutal.
Not cool at all.
It's brutal. So in this game, here's what I was thinking, Jack. I'm curious what you think. So Ryan brought down his Storm Scions within 12 inches to hopefully not get too many minuses to shoot those Rangers.
Yeah.
Let's say he shoots these Rangers off that objective.
Mm-hmm.
The vehicle that he could deep strike, he elected to bring down near Pask to get the bonuses, which I can totally agree with. However, Les has an objective right behind this line of sight blocking piece of terrain.
Yep.
He's just going to score that every turn.
Right.
I was hoping Ryan would have brought the vehicle down to the bottom left-hand corner.
And challenge that.
And just
blasted
shot
that one squad off, and then they're not getting the points, and then you can...
So if let's say he does that, and he has a really good turn, and he shoots both these squads off the table. Les has one objective, he has 4.
Okay.
And then you can swing the game back in your back in your favor.
Back in your favor, but
right.
Currently, no.
And I can see why you want to bring the vehicle down near Pask.
Right.
But I was hoping that, because I thought that's something he definitely could have done to swing the game back his way.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he still could. So he's at least now he's holding 3, unless it's holding 3.
Right.
So if he's able to maybe pop this vehicle that's holding the objective in the bottom right hand corner,
yeah,
he could at least go up 3 to 2 on objectives and hope he rolls well and that Les rolls poorly.
Right.
But he can't afford to be 3 and 3 the rest of the game with that opening turn.
Nope.
So, how'd the one in the city look?
That was it could go either way. Initially, it looked really really heavy in favor of the Iron Warriors.
Yeah.
But then it looked, because the Iron Warriors have a lot of cultists, so they're squishy, and you can probably break them fairly easily.
Okay.
And so then they're supported by a few heavy units. So I feel like the Eldar will probably focus on it. So it looks like there are a lot of Iron Warrior models, but those are cultists.
Did you see his Demon Prince, by the way? Mike's Demon Prince that he made?
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Really pretty. You got to do an army showcase of that.
Yeah.
And I mean,
yeah,
so many armies you should like.
Yeah, I need to do some army showcases for armies.
What'd you see, Sarah? Did you do any table drive-bys?
I just walked by their table.
How'd it look?
It looks closer.
Yeah.
I can see everything that's going on.
I think Ryan, if he has a good round of shooting, this is actually nice because you can see it better.
He's about to shoot right now.
So mistaken. I think he could shoot that unit off that objective. I think he could have shot them off if he brought the tank down there.
Yep, I think so too.
Let me just
and there are a few things that happen that happen when you do that. You force, like, if you are likely to take a small unit off a one objective and deny.
Yeah.
But then you also force a total redeployment, where he has to actually react to threats.
Yes.
Right? If you just go walk towards the Eldar line, Les doesn't actually have to react to any of his threats.
So like
they're just coming right at him.
Playing a lot of AOS since it's come out, and so like playing a lot of AOS since it's come out, like I realize you definitely need something in your army to deploy in the middle of a game, either via deep strike or some sort of mechanic where you redeploy with a psychic ability.
You mean like the jump?
Like the jump in for orcs. So for 40k, my Chaos Space Marines, I didn't really have anything that could do that in my army built. So when I was building my Ultramarine successors, even though people crap on Terminators, I like the Terminators. So far, the games I've played about 10 games of them now. I've played about 4 games of the Terminators. I love them. I love the fact they can come in and just chat. Like when I've played Ray now 3 games, each time I've used the Terminators, where they go allows me to do something. Even if they don't do great, they just allow me to bring something to the game that you don't know where I'm going to put them.
Right.
And if you have an objective in the back line, and you think they're safe, and you leave some like 5, some like
scouts.
Yeah, and I just bring 5 Terminators 9 inches away. Then I'm firing 40 Stormbolter shots at you. It's something to think about, right?
Yeah, it is, because if you think about like who are the backfield objective holders, right? You have Grots, you have scouts, you have like a small unit of guard, you have cultists, you have poxwalkers.
40 strength 4 shots is probably going to clear off a lot of those units.
Right.
So I mean,
and because you don't want your chafe unit to be like, or chaff, or however you say that word.
Yeah.
You don't want that unit to be like running up in the middle of everything. You keep it back on that objective behind cover, and then when somebody drops in 9 inches away and takes them away from you, that changes the way you have to change the entire way you're thinking about the battle.
Let me see because I think Ryan brought both of his Storm Science squads right next to each other. Mm-hmm. I want to see if he did. Hold on.
So you have Zangors, and those can be used in both systems. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
So they're both right near each other.
Ah.
So I'm gonna Ryan, if you're watching this, I'm gonna give you a hard time. So there's 2 Storm Scions. There's 20 Scions right here. There's 20. I'm gonna go to the side shot. It's easier to see there. Okay. So that white unit in the white, they're like wearing like a Blizzard uniform. They're a Storm Scion squad. I'll go back to the overhead, and then directly below them is another Storm Scion squad. We're wearing like kind of like jungle camo.
Yep.
The same general area. So I guess my question is,
why?
Why would you have been better off dropping them here in the bottom left? When I say here, bottom left-hand corner, okay, 9 inches away from the guys holding that objective, hose the hell out of them with 20 dudes with hotshot las guns.
Right.
You would take that unit's gone. You're denying that unit. You advance up turn 3. You then shoot everything you have with the guys on that objective, and they're on the bottom. They're probably gone too. So in 2 rounds, 2 battle rounds, you can take away, you can affect it. And if you go there too, there's not a lot that can shoot it at where they are, because this gigantic piece of terrain that they're on,
Yeah, that
it's going to block line of sight for everything. Les would have to move everything he has to be able to see them.
Right. So if you can't see, if you're looking straight on top of it, it's a bastion.
Let me go to the side.
But
you
it's,
can see the side shot.
But it's a
There it is.
gigantic
Yeah.
bastion.
So look, you can see, like, so they wouldn't be able to shoot at them if you position them the right way.
Right.
There is a D cannon on the side here, but that's more of an anti-vehicle, I think. I think it's like a
Right.
one-shot high strength value.
Yeah.
I can check.
And
but-
some of these bastions, just a big shout out.
Which Frank?
Frank
Yeah,
had
yeah.
donated. Frank had donated a bunch of terrain.
I want to get Frank's army on the stream, by the way.
Yeah.
What a hobbyist. We should do an ad. You know what you want to do? We should do an Adeptus Titanicus.
Army showcase.
He would love to, or just a game. He'd love to have it on here, I bet.
Yeah. So I could actually send him a message because.
He was here earlier. I didn't get a chance
Yeah,
to
I
ask
am
him.
actually using in February. The month of February is going to be a big month for Adeptus Titanicus. In the fact, not that I'll be able to play it, but that the store will be getting a force and enough stuff to make a
I gotta
tabletop
paint
for
my
it.
stuff. I gotta paint my stuff for that.
So we'll be getting a bunch of buildings.
The scenery for that's cool too.
Yeah, and the great thing is that you can use a lot of the Sector Mechanicus terrain
Oh, really?
because it's just big, like industrial style
yeah, which
terrain.
one?
And
Yeah.
so long as
The domes probably would fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the domes and the cylinders, and what it does is effectively it allows you to add in a whole bunch of terrain and like the pipe works and things because they don't have very specific size.
That tank is dead.
They don't have very specific size. Like there's nothing that marks the Sector Mechanicus terrain as here's a door for an individual person.
Right.
So that allows we can use it. It'll fit the scale of Titanicus. It'll just look like a big giant vat of something,
Right.
or
Yeah.
fun stuff like that. So.
We have a kill shot.
Whoa.
Oh.
It's a dead falcon.
Ooh.
Falcon grav tank to the
Okay.
storm sounds. Storm Science took it down. So Les's army is gorgeous. Let's see if you can see in the pole shot. Here's the LEDs.
Oh yeah.
You can kind of see it there.
Yep.
But the squad that was on the ground level fired everything they had at that Falcon and took it out.
Okay.
Wow.
So that, I mean,
That doesn't get him an objective.
no, but it takes away
No.
something really fast.
It does.
So like because his stuff, like Les's army, honestly, for an Eldar army, one of the things he has is as fast as the vehicles, really.
Yeah, I tried to muscle him into buying another Craftworld army box. That he got
Peer
one.
pressure.
Peer pressure. He got one. He got one when he won a prize.
Doing the hard sell.
Yeah, but I was kind of ribbing him a little bit about like maybe he needs another. But he denied me. He said he can't. He said no, he's too much unpainted stuff, which I understand.
I'm so jealous
that.
of Les. Every army he has is gorgeous.
Yes.
Like everyone.
It really is. I
Right?
don't know how he does it.
His Custodes, his Stormcast Eternals, this Eldar army. And this Eldar army, like I feel like he painted this really quickly. This came out of nowhere. And I don't know if you've seen it, he has a beautiful Iron Jaws army.
Oh really?
Like gorgeous Iron Jaws, yeah. It's like awesome.
I wonder if he's gonna do Gene Stealer Cult.
I don't know. Nobody plays it yet, by the way. Nobody in our play group plays Gene Star Cult.
Yeah.
Although Bakor, you gotta let us know. Is it? How do you? I don't know if Bakor's still watching. I hope he is, because we need. That's a question that needs answering. Oh, we have 8 people. It's the highest for the night. Hey, everybody.
Yeah, Bakor's
Still watching. So how do you say it? It's Bakor, Basor, B-A-Sor?
B.A. Poor Bacower. So anyway, but
Sorry.
if you're gonna
Lingering
do Gene
questions.
Stealer Cult army, we were actually talking about how the model range in Tooth and Claw they got the new aberrant models,
Beautiful models.
and in the original Death Watch Kill Team there were aberrant models.
Yep.
But now there are no aberrant models. They haven't been sold individually yet.
Not yet, but they're gonna. We're assuming they're gonna come out with the big.
So
I think a big wave. I don't think it's gonna be like a small release.
Well, you have 5 different
Characters.
HQ characters.
The bikers.
You have bikers,
Four-wheeler.
the quad, which may be all in the same kit.
How about
like-
the guy with the map? We haven't even seen what that guy is yet. The dude that has like the map.
Yeah, so he's like. Yeah,
So did they profile him yet? I don't think they have.
I think they gave a quick sentence or two at the New Year Open Day.
Okay, that I like the female Magus looks friggin' awesome.
She does, yep. And then, but there is speculation that we're going to see small broods of the speculation that we'll probably get those aberrant models, right? And then we'll probably get small, like, you know how Necrons have those little, the little bases full of scarabs, and
Yeah, it's
you get little
scarab swarms.
Scarab swarms. You have like little nurgling bases filled with nurglings.
Yeah.
So there's some speculation that there'll be a little tiny like Genestealer minion base that has like several little things like that.
There's a lot of like Genestealer familiar kind of models you see coming out. So like that dude they just profiled the other day, the Biophagus, Biophagus, Phagus, He like he has a thing that like genetically alters people, but he has this little buddy. He has He has a little Genestealer buddy with like vials and stuff. It's really cool.
That's fun.
Have they released any? So the other day, call me Theo. The other day they.
I'm pointing. Look at this. It actually works.
They actually did release some information about the Biophagus who like can kind of buff units with his like weirdo like chemical concoctions.
He's a support unit basically.
He's a support unit. We know they're getting bikes. We know they have the 4-wheeler.
The guy that hijacks the Vox. He looks cool. The one that can like, that's pretty neat.
And they have the new Magus.
Yeah.
We know they have other models.
Oh, the gunslinger guy.
The gunslinger guy.
Who was in the short story.
He was, but he's in Kill Team. He's in the next Kill Team box. I don't know that he's specifically going to be released until that box comes out.
Okay.
So I was actually speaking with a gentleman in the store today who was asking about whether he thinks that Genestealer Cult is like 3 or 4 weeks away still, and I'm arguing that pre-release goes next Saturday.
You look at last year they had the huge Nurgle army released for Maggotkin, but a lot of the models were for 40k too, and then the same month you had Adeptus Custodes at the end of January. So I think we're going to see Genestealer at the end of January.
Yeah, I think end of January is Genestealer.
Yeah.
And I would say that
2 or 3 weeks probably of waves, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I would say you get bikes, you have the quad, you have a bunch of characters,
Aberrants,
and then you have to have the aberrants.
Do they get a surprise?
Well, they also have that piece of terrain, that giant piece of
terrain.
That
looks awesome. Do they get a surprise like centerpiece model though? They don't really have like a big like grab you. I mean the drill, I guess.
The drill. I wonder. So this is
because they haven't done that. They haven't really released. I mean to cut you off. Sorry. They haven't really released an army that doesn't have a big centerpiece model, have they?
I think, and this is pure speculation. I have nothing to base this on. I just think that how Daughters of Cain took that old statue, the shrine.
Well, and they made it a model.
Yeah. I feel like every time we've seen Genestealer Cult, they've been standing in front of some giant statue.
And the short, the animated short they even had. Yeah.
And I feel like that could really be some sort of monster Genestealer. It could be like some sort of. And if you remember, in one of the short stories, there were two of the patriarchs.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that.
They feature heavily in the Vigilus book.
Yeah.
So the first half of the Vigilus book, they're like, well, the first half, the first Vigilus book, they're like a big part of it, and you can tell that Chaos is going to be a big part of the second book, but they don't just go away. So I'm wondering if like these, I don't think we're going to have to wait 50 days for Genestealer Cult, but it feels like they're going to still be big players for the end of Vigilus in terms of whatever happens with that campaign. I don't know where that's going to go.
Imagine if the Imperium just pulls back into a defensive front and just lets the Genestealer Cult fight Chaos. I mean, like what they do with orcs and Tyranids all the time.
Just let them.
But I think we have to have we're on Vigilus. We know we have like.
If they lose Vigilus, they're kind of screwed.
What do we have? 46, 47
it's
days.
Under 50 days, yeah.
And so within that 47 days. We need to have Genestealer Cult. I mean, we do. We just
and then
do.
Blacklead, then we're going to get the... I'm assuming we're going to get new Terminators. Chaos Space Marines.
I'm assuming we're going to get new Chaos Space Marines.
One would hope.
And
are they going to be not called Chaos Space Marines though? Or are they going to just be like Primaris Chaos Space Marines?
No, it's not. Okay, you don't need to put Chaos into Primaris anymore because you're just getting Chaos infused Space Marines that are just bigger.
Ice Skater for the win. So. Oh, you do Theo, are you calling Hardcore the Ice Skater because of the way the model's made? Am I just getting that? I love that model. Hardcore was in our game last week. Harkin. The Berserker. Oh,
Karn?
Karn's the man, dude. Karn is the man.
You read Shroud of Night, okay?
Yeah.
Karn is literally
Karn,
like
he's God mode.
He's
God
a
mode.
beast mode, God mode.
If you ever played,
he's like running through real space.
He
opens a warp rift behind him.
He's so angry.
He's so angry.
He's like,
and blood letters pour out of this rift around him.
I would argue he's single-handedly responsible for the fall of that planet.
Yes.
He literally like.
So it's not like he doesn't have to find a place to land
either.
Just
crashes.
He just is like, aim my ship at where I want to be, crash, jump out, and run.
He solos the entire garrison. Like if this was a table full of Imperial Guardsmen, or Astra Militarum Guardsmen, sorry, he would literally, if it's that book, he literally would kill the
I don't even know what the blood letters spewing out of the warp behind him had to do.
Watch out. He was already been here.
They were like, oh, there's nothing left to kill.
How about the Chaos? There's a Khorne Chaos Lord in that book that literally did nothing. He shows up and he has a cool thing where he flies his ship into the Hive City, and then he just totally overshadowed by Karn.
Oh yeah.
Karn's like.
Yeah, and the whole Khorne assault, they have all it's like they're in the middle of a hive city.
Yeah.
They're trying to fight. It's kind of crazy.
I want to see
it's a good book.
So did the second one get announced yet or no?
I don't think so. Maybe. Could have been. It would be interesting to see. The Berserker. Speaking of Theo, did you get any assembly done on Rowboat Girlyman? Because I know you picked him up today. Ooh.
All right, big shooting. Big shooting.
Uh-oh.
Big shooting. So, there's only 2 Rangers left alive on top of that objective near the top.
Oh.
Okay.
So, again, I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. If he had brought these squads, these storms, okay, maybe I looked foolish because he did manage to take out that tank. But that tank is not claiming 2d3 worth of objective points. Do you let that tank survive and send your storm scions along the left flank? And because I feel like he could just roll up this flank. I feel like if he dropped those 20 storm scions on the left hand side and smoke that Guardian squad,
yeah,
or actually it's Dire Avenger squad, smoke them in a turn.
Yeah, I think that would be because here's the thing, you can play at this point, you can play and wipe out an army.
Yeah.
You can't.
It doesn't make you win the game though.
You can't anymore. You can't undo all the victory points somebody has won.
You're down 6 VPs. I feel like you have to deny VPs. Yeah. So let's say this goes well let's say Ryan is able to. I don't think he's anything left that can shoot them. But let's say he's able to. Best case scenario, and Les has really only got 2 left, and he's able to hold 3. He gains some ground here. Let's say he rolls really well. He could actually probably pull within 3 if he rolled really well. Let's assuming he's holding 3 and Les is holding 2.
Right.
He could pull within 3 if he rolls well and Les does not roll well.
Yeah.
But then the problem is this unit right here. It's a soft unit. He's got nothing that can challenge it now, and he's got no way of really going after it at this point.
Right, and I think that's the thing. You can't undo the victory points that have been gained. So next turn you could take away, but you have to deploy and move things around. And right now, that's not happening.
Let's ask Theo. Theo, what would you do if you're the Astra Militarum player? Would you focus on going after the rest of his vehicles, or would you be going after the infantry that's holding the objectives? I'm curious, because I feel like Ryan's like. So actually, let me ask you, Sarah. What would you do? Would you go after the vehicles that's doing the damage, or would you go after the infantry squads that are holding the objectives?
I think that I would probably just try to go after the objective, honestly.
Agreed. I'm agreeing with Theo and you. I feel like that squad on the left.
It's probably easier to take out.
They have T3 4 armor save. You could actually afford to have only one squad of his scions shoot at them and to pretty much know you're going to kill them. And you know what you could do? You could that first squad put them 9 inches away, more than 9 inches away, shoot the hell out of them. If they survive, charge them, use a reroll on the dice. You roll a 9, you get 1 die to reroll it. You could actually get in there, and then you could end up even capping that objective.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I think by placing those storm scions where they are, I don't think you're going to be able to get that squad off that objective. He is going to be able to get them off the one up top.
Yeah, off the top one.
But those storm signs are going to get blasted in the second Eldar shooting phase. So it'll be interesting to see how many are still standing at the start of Battle Round 3. Because unfortunately, they're kind of a glass cannon. They drop down. They only have a 4-up save. I mean, they're not going to... And they're only T3. So both armies are T3 across the board. So this infantry isn't very hard to kill. Are you excited to like get more... Actually start playing games of AOS with your beautiful army now?
Yes.
Have you figured how many points you have painted? You have a lot painted, right?
I have a lot. I must have at least 2,000. At least 2,000.
You know what I want to do?
I feel like I have every model.
During the when we do the break for the we do like a prize giveaway every Friday night, guys. So we'll be taking a break in a little bit, but we'll be coming right back afterwards. During that, I want to ask you what you have, and I can point on my phone exactly what you have painted. Okay. But I bet you have a lot of points worth of stuff.
I have a lot.
Mostly Zangors, right?
Yeah, I have 20 Zangors.
Yeah.
I have those 3. They're
Skyfires?
Skyfires that you got me.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I've got.
You have any Kyrek Acolytes?
I do.
Yeah.
Yep, I have 2. I want to say I have like 18 of those. Those
You
that
box
2
them
boxes.
20.
So 20 of them.
20 in each box. No, it's 10.
No, it's 10 in each box.
So
I have 20 of them.
20 of those. Okay.
Yeah, those are.
Do you Zangor Shaman? The Shaman on disc? Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
That's one Jim Bedford painted.
Yes, he painted that for me for the Secret Santa.
Yeah.
Not this past year, but 2 years ago.
Yep.
And then
You have the Ogre Thaumaturge.
Yep, I have that.
Do you have the Greater Demon yet?
No, I do not.
Save that one for last. That's like a nice treat to paint that. It's so many points too.
Oh yeah.
That's a beautiful model. You seen Mark Restage?
I have.
It's gorgeous. Oh my god, it's beautiful.
Yeah, his stuff looks great.
Yeah, his whole army's beautiful. His Lord of Change was like gorgeous, man. Really, really nice
I'm
model.
a Lord of Change. Someday.
Hint, hint, Ray. Hint, hint. What's your birthday tomorrow? Who knows? Maybe.
Not tomorrow.
Oh, not tomorrow. Next Saturday.
Week.
Next Saturday.
Well, Sunday technically. Yeah.
Oh,
next
Sunday. Oh.
next weekend.
Yeah.
We'll say.
I
could do that. I could get part of that with my prize giveaway.
That's true. You could
money.
you could get
almost.
That would
I could almost all of it.
Yeah, I think it's just over 100.
That was like 120.
What did you get? What did you get for how much was it? $80?
$80.
Yeah, you could basically get it for like $20. Why not?
Maybe I'll
that's a
do
good.
that,
That's a good.
I have no idea what to.
That's actually a good one.
Because I love how it has wings.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So
you can do the 2-headed one if you want to. You can do Kairos Fate Waver and give them 2 heads. One head sees the future, one head sees the past, but they can't perceive what's happening in the now.
Did you say in the live chat the blazer's off?
Oh, the blazer's off! Whoa!
It's serious.
It's serious.
Time.
It's serious business now.
It's like taking another Jedi robe, you know.
So we're gonna go side. We're gonna go to the pole shot. See if we can't see. You can kind of see when Ryan goes down. He's taking off the blazer. Ryan, go to. We have
You just have like a caption that goes under it, like
the blazer's off.
the airplanes and just fly by.
What happened?
Blazer is off.
What happened? Are you done with your turn? We're now in turn 2.
I killed the Falcon.
Okay.
My Death Squad's almost wiped out as snipers.
Oh, first army.
Oh Jesus! There's something like these bigger Eldar things coming in. I don't know what they are though. What are they
Ooh,
called?
Space Wolves.
Space Wolves are cool.
They are
Guards.
cool.
We got Wraith Guards. I don't know what they do now.
So I got some advice. If
So,
you're
quick summary is everything outside of Teriel Station. Nobody. It's hard to tell who it will win any particular battle. Teriel Station is going to fall.
Oh, no.
All that's left really is Sisters.
Oh no.
So
What are the Tau going to do with this? I wonder if they're going to hold on to it, or are they going to...
well, there are enough Tau players that can
Just
they
hold
can,
it.
They can just hold it.
So we have a player in the chat who's looking at their Space Wolves. The first army. Don't feel overwhelmed. They seem a little overwhelmed. Great name too. The Primo Carrot.
Oh, I like it.
Is that best name of the night so far?
I think it might be, yeah.
So Primo Carrot. I got some advice. Sprays. If you prime that in the Fang, or if you prime that in Mechanicus Standard Gray, it'll save you a lot of time. If you prime it in Mechanicus Standard Gray, you can put what is it? What's the second color? Rust Gray. You could put Rust Gray right on top of it, like 2 thin coats, as the Lord and Savior Duncan says. And then from there, you just looking at recess shading, or you can even dry brush too. You could do a dirty dry brush and boom. Don't. My biggest piece of advice would be spray for
spray.
Save yourself some trouble, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, the Games Workshop primers are pricey.
They're worth it.
But they're worth it in the way that you prime them the color you want, the primary color,
Yeah, well worth
and
it.
then that's your first coat of paint, right? So then you're just doing, some highlighting and
just a little bit of detail work.
some recess shading, and then touch-ups like, if you want to do, tactical symbols. If you're doing Space Wolves, you want to do like checks or dags or things like that. Tell me,
where could somebody get GW sprays, Jack? Is there a place that?
Well, you could get them with me, but I don't have a lot of the sprays.
Not yet.
I keep I have the black, the white,
Chaos Black, yeah.
lead belcher,
Yeah.
And I'll have a couple cans of the yellow.
I like Mechanic.
Avalanche
Sunset. I like Mechanica Standard. I like that one. It's growing on me, that middle coat.
Yeah, that might be the next one I bring in.
That's a good one.
But
I still wish I had a Ricard Flesh spray.
Okay, I was gonna. Okay,
that is all I want in my life.
Gotta
Ricard
get
Flesh.
Citadel Black almost. Citadel Black almost maybe want to turn. Yeah, man, Citadel Black. So, but one word of advice though, if you're doing black as and I figured this out during my when I painted more Black Legionnaires, and they mentioned it a lot in their tutorials. If you do Chaos Black and you want the armor to be black, don't forget to go over the Abaddon, like a thin coat of Abaddon over it, because if you don't, and you make a mistake and you go back to patch up with Abaddon, it's going to look different in Chaos Black. So it'll actually have a different.
Right.
It'll have a different finish.
Yeah.
So you don't have to So let's say you have black armor, you spray it Chaos Black, and then you thin it really thin Abaddon, so it goes on quick, almost like a wash. You put that over it, and that way, if you have to go back and touch up because I always have to touch stuff up, I mess up all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But that way, when you touch up with Abaddon, it won't look different because otherwise it'll look different than the Chaos Black.
Yeah.
So.
But when
Sorry,
my
okay.
primary feeling with a new army, and what I failed to do when I was doing my Raven Guard, is just to keep it simple. One squad at a time. Don't So I would make the mistake of taking out all of my stuff and making little lines of each squad and being like, oh, I'm going to do this squad and then this squad and then this squad.
It'll overwhelm you.
It's so overwhelming.
It'll overwhelm you.
Take 5 guys.
Yeah.
5 guys.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I do. I build and paint. I try to build what I expect to paint into small chunks. So right now I have a tactical squad, a librarian, and a razorback built in prime. So I've base colored, and what I like to do when I'm doing a squad? I'll base color the guys, but I'll base color 5, then I'll base color the other 5. So now they're playable. Now I don't feel bad about putting them on the table, and I can use them. And then as I use, I'll shade 5, highlight 5, base 5, done.
Well,
that way they're playable, and I feel like I'm getting something done too. I'm not like.
Yeah.
Because
I feel like I am not like that.
You do. You do the whole assembly line.
I have to do it all because if I don't, then I forget what I did.
I write it down. I don't
write anything down.
So
I'm like, oh yeah.
That's I on my iPad. I have a list that goes back about 6 years of everything I've painted with all the colors I've used, which is helpful because if I want to go back, so like my Black Legion, I went back to paint more guys and I forgot what colors I used, so I went back and was able to check it. Or I used it the other. My Blood Bowl team. I recently painted more guys for my Orc Blood Bowl team, and I forgot the colors I used, so I had to go back and having that written down helps.
I'm very assembly line.
Helps.
I'm like, okay, we're gonna do the base on everything, and then we're gonna do this on.
I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm getting anything done. So I did that with.
Oh, I feel like I get so much done.
I did that with my 12 Kroot, and I did every single step on the Kroot. And it took me forever, and I didn't feel like. But then when I did my Chaos Warriors, I had to paint 20 more Chaos Warriors, so I have 30. And I did them in 5s. I did base 5, base 5, base 5, base 5.
Okay.
Shade 5, and that way, for me, it broke it up. And I feel like I was getting something done too.
When I shade, I typically shade everything all at once. Base color 5, then base color another 5, and then shade all those suckers right there. And then, because usually I shade right before bed, and then I come back the next day.
Well, for me, the recess shading takes me a long time.
See, I don't do recess shading. I do entire model shading.
It's all, dude. I just everywhere.
I have the other day, I still have bits of known oil and engraphs on my hand from my daughter was helping me the other day. It was great.
let's ask the chat. Recess shading versus. I think I'll wait to see what they say, but I don't think there's one clear winner. I feel like the model dictates or what you're trying to get out of the model, right?
Yeah. If I was better, as a human being and a painter,
you're a dude.
I would probably do very specific recess shading, but
look at Theo. Ain't nobody got time for that recess shading. I can retag.
Theo.
No, Theo.
Thank
No,
you.
Theo. No, Theo. Recess shading. I think I didn't start recess shading until I saw it on one of the Dude, the Warhammer, like the Warhammer TV tutorials, I feel like they've made me such a better painter.
Well, that's okay.
Like,
So
I feel like since they started doing those, or whatever, it was like 6 years ago. Like,
Primal Carrot, go to
Yeah.
Warhammer TV on
oh, you know,
Facebook.
I'm gonna find it actually. I'm gonna
Go to
find it.
Warhammer TV and find it on Facebook, and find a short video
I got
about
it.
Space Wolves.
No, I got him. I got him.
Right.
I'm gonna hook him up. Watch this. So this is a really good tutorial, Primo Carrot.
Yeah.
So that's the Haldor Ice Pelt,
Yeah.
Primaris. It's really good.
Yeah, and especially if you're Primaris, I think Little Marine or Old Marine versus Primaris.
Little Marines.
The Primaris Marines are cleaner. There's not a lot of detail.
Yeah.
They're clean and beautiful models, but they don't they don't have all of this super duper, they don't have all the pelts on them. They don't have all the purity seals and things like that. I like how they're kind of a blank
slate, right?
Blank slate right now. But I swear they're going to evolve as time goes on.
Did you see they actually been doing cool green stuff tutorials on Warhammer Live now?
Oh, really?
So like they did one this week of how to make chainmail.
Oh.
And they did one last week about how to make furs.
Nice.
So they're doing like one a week of like how to do different. Now they're doing like sculpting stuff.
Okay.
Honestly, though, who has time for that?
No, it doesn't. I think it's really cool they're doing that.
It is.
Just wait until
cool.
I'm gonna bring in some tinfoil and some metal, and I'm going to.
Okay, so Gray Space Wolves. Guess what? You can tell I've watched a lot of Warhammer Live because watch this.
And so I am planning on doing one of our players here. He doesn't come on Fridays. He comes on Sundays to play Necromunda sometimes. He plays Necromunda. I just said that. He sculpted this amazing gigantic tree. So I'm gonna try my hand at making a tree going up the side of an old fantasy tower.
Ooh, is this the one that Pat did? The tree?
So Pat did, and I'm going to try to do something similar for the tower that I've had forever.
Cool.
So,
the big tower you have?
So I'm going to try that. We'll see.
I'm going to get a tableside report.
Tableside report.
I'm also going to swing by the tables real quick. Right back.
Okay.
No fun, bye.
All right. So let's take a look at this battle. So Les dropped, if you see on the far right edge, next to the kind of weird angular tower, right, basically the middle on the right, in the green. Les dropped down some, or jumped out some Wraith Guard. I think that's what they're called. They're big, giant. They're not as big as like a super tight-knee thing, a Wraith Lord, but and they're not a Wraith Knight, but they're like little guys and they have these big, giant cannons. I think that he's planning on vaporizing that Lehman Russ back there.
Okay.
And then you see kind of Lessa, he's like hiding his guys from getting shot, and it looks like he's kind of castling himself a little bit in that corner. I think Lessa might be kind of happy with where he is with victory points. That said, I also don't see any more Eldar on the tower, right, on that big tower.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. It looks like Ryan probably was able to wipe those guys out.
Right, but the real question is it too little too late? Is it too little too late? Because now Ryan, he still has such an uphill battle with victory points.
Right.
Like, so he has a lot going for him. But as far as shooting wise, but he's still, the Eldar still have the objectives. So, and I think Ryan just is out of position to kind of get there. Let's see if we can do a quick. Let's see if we can do a quick. There we go. Let's look. Just get a little side view here. Yeah, I mean Ryan has a lot of guys in the back, but I don't know that he has enough.
Already over.
Say again?
One game's already over.
Oh gee whiz! What game's that?
Necrons versus Chaos Space Marines.
Oh gee whiz! All right, and I'm back over here. So it looks like one game's already over. Necrons versus Chaos Space Marines. I wonder what happened there. It was really hard to tell when I walked by. Like Necrons, I just can never tell if they're ever going to be good enough. They die, but they come back.
Right.
But they did recently receive sweeping points cost cuts to their army because just they weren't getting played and they weren't competitive. So, and I think one of the issues, and one of the things that we discussed here as a community was the fact that we've always been playing with power level basically ever since everything started, with the exception of tournaments, with the exception of, very specific events.
All right, we got some stuff going on here.
But we've recently, with all the changes in chapter approved to points and the points drops everywhere, power level just doesn't keep up.
Power level sucks.
So
I'm going to be blatantly honest.
When it first came out, it functioned perfectly. It gave you a general sense of what the values were. But now there's just too much discrepancy. Like when you have like an 800 point army and somebody else, and like a 40 power level army, and there are two
Battle Scribe.
There are two.
Just use Battle Scribe if you need to.
Like 200 points in difference between the armies. I mean, so you're both playing at 40 power level, which is under 1,000 points. But like then one person has like
250 more points than the other guy.
Yeah,
right.
That happened when we
it
replayed
skews the armies too much.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's hard to get a more balance, but a game's more fun if it's close, right?
Yeah.
And if one guy's using 250 more points than the other guy, it typically won't lead to close games.
And I wonder if this is something that we'll see addressed in maybe next year's chapter approved. I think that the power level system.
The idea is good.
It's a good idea. I just think it needs to be maintained as accurately as points are going to be maintained.
I don't think they're going to. I mean, it's not that hard to make armies points. Like I said, with Battle Scribe, you can do it really easily. All right, I want to tell you real quick before these things blow up, because Les has some nasty tricks he just played. So we have Doom on one of those tanks. Sorry, Doom is on Pask's tank. Jinx is on the tank that got Operation Dumbo dropped. And he has Guide on one of the Falcons. So we're probably going to see 2 dead Imperial Guard tanks this turn. He's got some nasty shots coming their way. That artillery piece, the D cannon that's in the back, you can't really see it from this shot. But if you go to this shot, you can see it in the back of that bastion. That does not need line of sight. It does D3 strength 10 shots.
Oh, there's still. Oh, we couldn't see it, so we didn't know if there was somebody still back there.
There's one ranger holding that objective. All set? You want to join us in the booth? Want to join us in the booth? We're just talking about the game. No? See you in a bit. We're going to do the prize giveaway soon. So it looks like our first battle report is in. The Sons of the Cyclops were able to defeat the Necrons in Scraptown.
Interesting.
So the Sons of the Cyclops have had some interesting games.
Yeah.
They showed up and fought alongside the Iron Warriors. We're not really sure why in the story, but they did. And they didn't really suffer too many losses themselves. And then the first week, I want to say they won. They took Tyrell Station, actually.
They did. Yeah, with hardcore.
So now they're back in action. They won. So depending on what happens in Tyrell Station looks like it's falling to the Tau. I just walked by there.
Yep.
Not a lot of Imperials left to defend it.
No.
I'm thinking we might see Chaos take on Tau next week for that Tyrell Station. And then the battle in the outskirts of Tolith Door, the provincial capital, that's looking pretty tight. But the Imperials are going to have to defend also their seat of power next week too. So next week I think is going to be big. So Dan, if you're watching, hope you're ready, because I think his Knight Preceptor is going to have to win the day for the Imperials to.
Yeah, possibly.
But besides that, for the Imperial armies I've seen so far, that Knight Preceptor has probably been my favorite unit.
Yeah.
That thing is beast mode.
Yep.
I'd like to see Rick's Crimson Fist get back in action.
Yeah. I'd really love to see Tim's Chaos with his really amazing converted Chaos Knights. Beautiful army. So
that'd be fun seeing that go against Dan's with the Knights, the Renegade and the Loyalist Knights go at each other. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, Tim's a great guy.
Yeah, super nice guy.
Yeah.
That's one thing I really liked so far. I was talking to somebody about the other day. Since you've opened Sarah, I'm sure you feel the same way. How many people have you met? I met a bunch of new people.
I have met some new people.
And they're all
that
friendly.
I haven't seen. Yeah, they're very nice.
All friendly.
They come up to me, and I don't really talk to anyone first, just because that's how I am as a person. But they come to me and they talk to me, and I'm like, oh hey guys.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It's great.
It's like it's nice meeting new people that, because you know it is like you play with the same group and you meet the same people. Then it's just fun to meet new people that are into the same hobby.
Yeah.
Then you see what they've been working on. It's like really inspiring.
Yeah. Well, we try to keep. One of the things that we try to keep it, regardless of how busy we are, we try to have a table for people to be modeling. Mm-hmm. We try to have a table for people to be.
That's usually where I am sitting.
Or getting hijacked from Brian to come into the booth. But
hey, you know what? Is this your first time doing the booth?
Yeah.
It's fun, isn't it?
It's fun.
It's pretty cool.
So but that's an important for me. It's a very important part of the hobby, and I think. Having a place where people can do that is super important. And as an owner, a part owner in a store, having a place where I can do it too, right? So when all the paperwork's done, which is never, when everything's been settled and all the bills have been paid, there is really nothing better than just sitting down at a little table.
Yeah.
And
getting your stuff
getting
out.
How therapeutic is it, man?
It's so
right?
It is.
Yeah.
That's why I come here. I could do it at home, but
it's
I tell Jack every week, I'm like, I can be kind of social, but like not really social.
But
it's
it's inspiring because then I see you painting. It makes me want to paint. Like playing the games also make me want to do my hobby. Like
we're not.
Where is it located, Jack?
We're in Bellingham, Massachusetts. Primo. So if you, I don't know if you're local.
Right near one of my favorite restaurants, by the way.
The Beef Barn.
I'm gonna link the Beef Barn.
The Beef Barn. The Beef Barn is my favorite restaurant.
So,
literally.
It's awesome.
But
so good.
Here we go.
We always have a table for that. Additionally,
right near the Beef Barn. Look at that.
Yeah, we're right near the Beef Barn.
are.
Additionally, we always have tables for board games. Now Fridays it's tight, so we can't have all the other things going on. This is
Has just exploded.
Oh no!
Just exploded. Report direct from the table.
This is a nice page.
Oh, thanks. That's my website.
Hold on.
I am going to go though and get geared up for the. We're going to do a prize giveaway.
Prize giveaway.
So if you don't know, on Fridays, everyone's invited. Magic players, anyone that's here.
Ryan cracks it up.
Anyone that's here, we do a prize giveaway. You can if you want.
Oh, it's coming up, isn't it?
Not a mandatory thing. You can, but you put $5 in a
prize giveaway,
and the whole pot goes to somebody. It's not like a 50-50 where we keep any of it. No, it's just you get that much in store credit. So
Sarah won last week. $80 store credit.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to go gear up and get some of that ready.
All right. Let me know when you're.
Looks
Let me
like
know
I
when
dropped something. I don't know what that
I
is.
like how you taped the.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, I mean.
So
What
Pask.
happened last week?
That was unfortunate. So Pask is dead. Pask is
what happened
dead.
to Pask?
He got. Well, he got shot.
Oh.
Basically, the two tanks along the right had some nasty Eldar psychic powers manifested against them, and made them more susceptible to shooting, and that made it easier for Les to remove it from the table. And now the other tank is probably going to be removed as well, which we kind of expected. So it's funny. I was talking to Les, and I asked him if he was worried about his objective grabber in the back, and he said he was surprised that those storm signs didn't come down exactly where we were talking about, because he was worried that they were going to go down there. And I think looking back in this game, Ryan's going to look back at that and say, okay, I'm gonna bust his balls at the end of the game. Because this is the cool thing about watching yourself play. Because I made a ton of mistakes every time I play, but when I can watch myself play, and I don't know about you do this, but I really like to write things down when I play. I forget to, but I'll have like a little notebook and I'll write down things I forget to do, and that way I hopefully don't forget it again. Because I've
never done that.
Never done that. It's a cool, just a little notebook, a little tiny like flip pad, and like I find myself forgetting less things and learning new things by doing that.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's simple. It's a little
I think
notebook.
it's a good habit to have.
Pask should be. You know what? We're gonna say Pask isn't dead. He just he's taking a long nap. Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, not forever. He's back at the Medicaid. That wasn't the tank he liked anyway. So, yeah. He's okay, right, Sentinel? Sentinel, are you an Astra Militarum player? Yeah, so Pask is like this really cool character from the Acadian backlore. He's kind of like a special tank ace, but he can augment the tanks around him, which is really cool. So now that he's gone, the other tank that's nearby won't be as good. Orc player, yeah, buddy. When Jack gets back, we'll tell him. Who's your orc go-to clan? You know Jack has 2 orc armies?
We're gonna
2?
pause right there
Pause?
and do the thing.
Prize giveaway? All right.
The thing.
There's a Pask fan in
The
here.
thing.
Pask.
There is?
Somebody said, is Pask not immune to bullets? Like it's just definitely. Pretty much give.
My Demon Rush Stumbo went from 12 to 1, baby.
Oh no. So Primo, you're giving me too much credit. Chess players are way smarter than I am, trust me. But no, just trying to it helps me not forget stuff. Guys, we're gonna be right back. We're gonna be about 5 minutes to do the prize giveaway, and we'll be right back. So let me just. So yeah, we'll be back in like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We'll be right back. We're back. Now we're back. See, that's why I probably should have waited for you to be ready, because I didn't. Now I hit record. We're good. Mm-hmm. So Sentinel Entorn's doing an Evil Sun's army. That's cool. Yeah, Jack, who's the Bolter Hole guy, he has a Cult of Speed army, Evil Sun's army, and he has a pretty gigantic Bad Moon army too. All right, so there's a few things I noticed at the end of this battle round. Ryan has control of objective number. God, I can't see from that window. Objective number 1. He has that one.
Where's one at the top?
Yeah,
There?
one's the Bolter Hole
middle,
objective
okay.
right there. He's
Gotcha.
got that. He's got number 3, which is the upper right hand corner. He's got number 2 on the left.
Oh, wow.
He's got 3. And he almost denied. Almost denied less.
But there's one.
Objective 6. It's so close.
One model left
There's
over
one guy left, yeah. So if he can just kill that last ranger next turn
Yeah.
and hold his 3, he can start hopefully having an advantage to pull himself back in. But now it's going to be even, so they're going to be rolling the same number of VPs. And he has to really hope that Les has a bad roll and he has a good roll. Because he could actually pull even here. If Les rolls 3 1s and 2s, or 3 2s and below, and then and Ryan was to roll 3 5 pluses, he would actually, let's see, he'd get 2, 4, 6. He would actually be even. They could be not even. They'd be, I lied. They wouldn't be even. But he'd be closer.
Closer than he is now.
Yeah, he'd be, no, let's see. If you got 9 VPs, and Les only got 3, yeah, they'd be even. They'd
They would
be
both have 10.
Yeah, okay. Who teaches math? All right, so anyway. So, yeah, they'd be even at 10.
Late, it's fine.
But they could do it. It's possible. It's actually possible. And I was just talking with Les earlier about during the prize giveaway about what we were talking about where the dice tray is.
Oh, yeah.
He was really concerned that that's where the storm signs were going to drop.
They should have.
Yeah, I think
They really should have.
Yeah.
Because they could have wiped out that little. What are they behind the red thing?
It's a Dire Avenger squad. It's a 4+ armor save T3. Nothing.
Yeah.
Not too hard to
They could
kill.
have wiped that right out.
Yeah.
And taken over. There's an objective there too, right?
Yep. That's just as valuable as this one that all the stuff's dying to hold. So like,
Yep.
I guess if I'm Ryan looking at this table, I'm saying, all right, objective number. That's 5 or 6. I can't tell. Let me go to the big screen. That's 6. Okay, now I can tell. So we need to make those easier to see, actually. They're easy to see on the Twitch, but not on our smaller window. So I would just concede 6. He has too much stuff near it. I would make it a priority to kill the guys holding 4.
Yep.
And then I would go after 5 secondary because they're in the cover. And they're rangers as well, so there's an additional -1 to hit them. They're harder to hit already. So you kill that unit on the left. You prioritize that this turn. You then, next turn, move up. Then you kill the unit holding number 6. Sorry, number 6. And then you're holding. You could leave one. I mean, I feel like Ryan could really where you place that squad is so important. And then they also would be. You really limit what can shoot them because now they're gonna. Although it doesn't look like he shot too much of them up. Let me go see how many of those are left real quick. I want to go to a side shot. Hold on, let me check. Okay, so you know what's interesting?
No.
Those storm scions are at full strength. Not a single one of them is getting killed.
Really?
Yep. Well, Les basically prioritized killing those tanks.
Yeah.
So.
So he still has all of them.
Yeah, he's got 20 guys with hotshot las guns. I mean, I think Ryan. Oh no. Oh boy, what's that?
What is that?
Okay. So remember how he deep struck something?
Yes.
So that those guardians, that's a squad of guardians. They were deep struck using a stratagem, an Eldari stratagem. So now Creed and Kel are engaged by 10 Eldar guardians in close combat. Not exactly a clash of the Titans, but there's a lot of numbers there for the Eldar. So yeah. I feel like the use of where to put your deep striking stuff is such a cool mechanic, and like in a game like this, it's really like we're talking for a while about where those storm signs went. It can go a long way in determining who's going to win.
Right.
Let's go with that pole shot again. Yeah, you can't really. You can kind of see him there on the right hand side, right above the yellow Chimera. So yeah, Ryan was cracking me up because he's like, the blazer's off. It's serious business now.
Also, I'm sure it gets really hot in that like corduroy velour blazer.
It's actually how cool is it that we can play and it's like comfortable.
I know it really. I know I shouldn't say that because
We've played in other places
really
where it's not that comfortable.
And it's just.
There's no standing water.
Yeah.
There's no fans blowing stuff in.
The hot air in,
Yeah.
and we're like all dying.
For anybody wondering what we're talking, just inside jokes about playing previously in places where it was not very comfortable.
It wasn't very well temperature controlled.
No.
And
it was like terraforming, but not a good way.
It was just like the walls would sweat.
Yeah, and then there's the bathrooms, but we won't talk about that.
Oh gosh, no.
Anyway.
So grateful for the bathrooms here.
Yeah, there's 2 bathrooms here, and they're clean, and they're well lit.
And they're good for women to sit on the toilet.
They're not gross.
They're not disgusting.
Yeah. You can tell a lot by a place by the quality of its bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So we had an away game in, where was it? We were in Foxborough during the season because I coach soccer, obviously, for people watching. I coach high school soccer. And
Hey, everyone.
Hey, what's up, man? We were just talking about the cleanliness of your bathrooms.
Nice candy.
Oh, I try to scrub them out once a week at least, and
See,
and
Theo
mop 'em.
agrees. Theo agrees with us. It's important to look. I agree, Theo. Yeah, it's like clean. So like there was an away game we played at Foxborough. We had a game towards the end of the season. It was their senior night, and I had to go to the bathroom because it was a bit of a long bus ride. So we get there, and there are these porta toilets, and usually porta toilets are like, you take your life in your own hands. You want a porta toilet. Those porta toilets were cleaner than any high school bathroom I've ever been in.
I believe it.
It was like, holy crap, this is nicer than my bathroom at home.
I feel like
It was ridiculous.
Ryan, the Milford High School bathrooms might be a little dirtier than most.
No, don't hate. I'm just saying that.
I'm just saying there might be ribbons of residue.
Ugh.
That's disgusting. That's so gross. You know, one time the Milford Daily News had a story, front page story, and it was about kids smoking cigarettes in the bathroom. I was like, wow, kids smoking. That's a front page story.
Well,
Kids smoking in bathrooms. Next page.
That happens at every school.
Headline: Water is wet. Like, what's the next? Like, what's the next?
there were it was so bad when I was working at Framingham High, the smoking and the vaping.
Oh, vaping, yeah.
Vaping.
Yeah,
That they
vaping now is
literally
big, yeah.
Theo's
Theo's
the athletic director, the AD, sent out a letter to all athletic parents because they had lost so many kids from vaping suspensions for sports teams that they missed a game.
Oh my god.
They didn't have enough kids to play.
Vaping wasn't a thing when I was in high school.
They
People just like smoke cigarettes.
When I was in high school, kids would step outside with teachers to smoke.
Yeah, so they were smoking lounges.
I'm not that old.
The current teachers' lounge, the current teachers' cafeteria. There's like a separate caf that used to be the smoking lounge in the 70s.
Yeah,
you could just like smoke in there. Not that I like smoking; it's disgusting. But so Theo, I wanted to scream when I had to go to the Milford football.
Yeah,
That's funny.
You, high school bathrooms are.
Theo, where'd you go to?
Disgusting.
Did you go to Franklin? Right. So Franklin's soccer field, they just redid the turf. It's like beautiful, and they have a practice field that's turf too. It's like gorgeous.
I hear Milford, you go to the bathrooms to meet girls.
Wow. Wow, I'm not going there.
Is that accurate?
I'm not going there.
There have been some issues at Milford High School.
I'm not
this
going.
year.
Moving on. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on.
Job security, okay?
Job security.
So anyway.
So,
yeah.
And I was at Framingham High for several years, and things were pretty right at Framingham.
Pretty right.
Yeah, I once found a student came back to me and was like, "Mr. McKay, you got to come here. I want to tell you because I don't want you to think that I did this." He walked me back. Somebody had left a giant pile of weed. Clearly, I interrupted hey, at 2:00 there's going to be this pile of weed here that you paid for. And then I took it and gave it to the assistant principal.
Did he take it?
Yeah, file a report and everything.
Yeah, I was gonna go in the report.
Yeah, so but clearly clearly it was supposed to be like some sort of drop
Like a
off.
drop, yeah.
And it was like 5 minutes before the bell, so I'm sure there somebody was hustling there, and right after the bell, somebody probably showed up to get their what they paid for, and it wasn't there.
Damn it!
And they was probably pretty upset, and it was all my fault.
So we would have got away with it too. It wasn't for you damn kids. Let me go see what's going on at the end of this turn.
All right,
So those are Guardians, by the way, in combat with Creed.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Guardians in combat. So we walked across the table. So the Chaos has already beaten back the Necrons, and then I think that the Tau Farsight is going to be taking over the Teriel Station, and then at the city table there is. I haven't checked, but it looks like the Iron Warriors there are probably going to be in pretty good order against the Eldar, unless the Eldar pulled off some sort of sneaky shenanigans. The Tau fighting the Death Guard, where the charge was going off for the...
Okay.
Charge was happening, and Jared was getting ready to overwatch with like 10 billion Tau models against Death Guard, so we'll see.
We have a score at the end of Battle Round 2.
Oh boy.
Oh, the end of Battle Round 2?
What have we got?
That's the end of 2?
End of Battle Round 2.
I have a feeling we're going to be here past 11 tonight.
Not me.
Not you. That's fine. I am happy. So here's a fun fact. I'm pretty happy to stay if the battle's raging.
Watch this score.
If the battle is raging,
Yeah, you don't kick everyone out at 10:45.
I'm not kicking everyone out. If the battle's raging, we're still going.
8 VPs for Astra Militarum.
Wow, they went up.
They scored 7 that turn.
That's pretty good.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Oops.
Ooh.
But that cuts the gap.
But
does.
it cuts the gap.
It does.
It cuts the gap. So he's down by 4 right now.
They both.
He was down by
have,
6.
They both have the same command points or different.
So you're down by 4 right now. Top of
Dang.
Don't forget Longbreaker, guys. It's later Warlord. It's only a 4-point game.
What are
4
their
point.
command
That's
points?
that's surprising
4-point game. So
because Ryan started out really down.
he only had one objective, Battle Round 1.
Yeah.
So we said that in the beginning, right? Not capping those in the beginning of the game, he's losing 2d3. 2d3 average of what? 3-ish, 4-ish maybe?
Well, yeah.
That's tie game at that point.
Yeah.
And then he could still pull in here. He could still if he could somehow kill that last ranger,
Yep.
Yeah.
then he's only capping 2.
Right in there.
Yeah.
And then maybe haul ass over here and get in combat with them at the turn 5, steal that turn 5.
Yeah.
Let me change the battle round to... This is battle round 3. Actually, he could take it battle round 4. So if he somehow gets those
Those Guardians dropping down in the middle there. That's pretty interesting, huh?
they're not going to last. They only have a few guys left already. They die. I think they have 5 up flat.
Yeah, but
mesh armor.
they stop Ryan from shooting this turn.
They do. But they're in combat with the command squad. They're not in combat with anything that's really shooty. It's just Creed.
Okay.
It's Creed and Kel. So like,
Oh.
if he's able to let's say he shoots that last ranger,
Mm-hmm.
and then one of his squads advances. Let's say like the one on the bottom advances, and then he gets let's say he gets a 5 or 6, and then battle round 4 he can move up, shoot and charge this last unit, cap that.
Right.
He can still take this.
Did
game,
anyone
man.
get first strike?
Yeah, that's cool.
So, if you're listening, First Blood in Chapter Approved changed from First Blood to First Strike So basically, both players can get this. Effectively, if you destroy a unit first turn, you get a point. First Blood was really skewed more towards whoever got the first turn of the game had a really high chance of doing getting that point.
Nobody got first strike.
Okay. So
That's yours.
That's mine.
Let me get another water. Do you want water?
yes, please.
You want water?
Yeah, and don't pay
No,
for it.
I'm
I'll
good.
take care of it.
Sure.
Yep. So we have so the new chapter approved kind of balances out that style of mission. Because it was just a free victory point for the person that went first, especially in very competitive games.
Yeah.
So in this way, First Strike, the change to First Blood, really has much more balance to it.
Yeah.
It's not effectively a free. If you go first, it's not a free victory point.
What's that? Oh, that's the report sheet. That's what that is. I'm gonna move that off the table, so it looks better.
So the
So here's the thing. Ryan can still pull this game.
sure can.
He really can. And that's why I like the D3.
Yep.
It makes a more interesting game. I know it's not as balanced, but I think it makes it more fun.
I kind of like it. I like that it's a mystery.
Yeah, because
It's
otherwise
like,
you could
surprise, you got this many points.
yeah, a game could be effectively be over earlier because you don't know, and like you
Right.
you can get screwed by it, but it makes the game more fun. It's like it can usually make the game come down. Actually, every game we've streamed has come down to the last roll of the game because of the VPs. Because we've done almost a very similar mission for all of them. I think next week we'll do a different one. Maybe we'll do less of them, or maybe we'll make ones that are further away from your deployment zone worth more. So maybe we'll do like the one in your deployment zone's worth 1, the ones in midfield are worth D3, and the ones in the opposing field would be like worth.
I feel like maybe you
D6.
got something like this as an idea from somebody's tournament sheet. Did you read my tournament?
I did read through it. Yeah, is this one of the objectives? Is this one of the missions?
So one of the missions I've
is it a flat amount or is it variable? I thought it was flat.
so it's a flat amount,
Yeah.
but they're worth more if they're in the other.
I like that one. Yeah, I like that because we also used to do that 1, 2, 3 one where it was like we used to remember the mission we did where we'd have like they'd go diagonally across the board and the one in yours was worth 1, the one in midfield was worth 2, and the one in the opposing was worth 3.
Yep.
So it's just a flat amount. Yeah, for tournament I definitely like the fixed amount, but for us just playing these games I like the variable amount. Because it would kind of suck in a tournament if you're like playing. It's a match play event. And it's like
That's a little different, but I feel like for this, it's like it could always be anyone's kind of
anyone's game.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of my for scenario 1 retrieval, so at the end of turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3, each objective mark is worth 1 victory point to the player who controls it. At the end of turn 4, it goes up to 2 points.
Oh, the later in the game,
they're
worth
worth more. And then the scouring.
I like that one too. What's he doing with that? He's bringing those over there. Interesting. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it keeps. You know how you zoom in to read it, and then it bounces out automatically.
I hate that.
Yeah. So. Okay. So there's the second one has a superior and a inferior objective, and then secure and control.
What's killing those?
So.
I want to see what's killing those. Sorry.
So for this objective, for the tournament, so there are 2 markers, one in each deployment zone, and if you hold on to your own, it's worth 1 point. But if you hold on to the opponent's in the objective marker in your opponent's zone, it's worth 3. So I think things like that, because if people are just sitting on their own objectives for the whole game, yeah, like it's 1 point, 1 point, 1 point
Right.
each turn.
Gotta make them work for more.
You got to make them work for it. You have to go out there and you got to reach out there and grab stuff. Otherwise, what's the point, right?
Right.
So, and I'm sure there are ways to, be sneaky and do stuff. I just think you have to, if you have to think and create missions that force people to play a game and not just sit
Table
there.
people.
Yeah.
I think when you do the tables, you should warn them that there's going to be line of sight blockers on each table. Because I think a lot of people that play in a lot of match play events that I'm friendly with, at least, a lot of them are not used to actually dealing with it. Like a lot of tables say they'll have it, and they'll have like a blind side blocking piece of terrain in like the corner of the table, and like
What's the point of that?
because then like you can then the game is just a matter of do I know what to shoot first, and like do I have better target priority than the other guy, and like have I played enough games where I know what I need to shoot first, and like if you have line of sight blocking terrain that actually forces you to move or like force you to maneuver and force players that like to just let's say use 2 phases of the game, like maybe they just like to shoot and maybe a little bit of movement, and that's a lot of players. If you put line of sight blocker, like big line of sight, not huge, but some, I think that's important. And we have enough. You have enough in your store, I think, where you can like definitely make a bunch of tables that are going to be challenging for people to play on.
Yeah, I
would just warn them ahead of time so they're not like, oh my god, there's line of sight blocking.
Yeah, I mean that's very true. I am anticipating having at least like a few line of sight pieces of terrain on every.
Yeah,
you know,
I think you need it because otherwise the game is just like when players never have to check line of sight. It's always funny to watch somebody that's like always assuming they can see everything.
Yeah.
And this is just me being mean, I guess. But like I love playing somebody that like is. I love playing a power gamer that loves that, and then like you have blind sight blocking terrain. Like I can see. I'm like no. It's like
Wrong.
I like the laser line pointer.
Yeah,
one of those.
I have one of those. Yeah.
Those are awesome.
Ryan has one of those.
They're awesome.
Oh, Theo. Hey, thanks.
Theo,
for,
see you, dude.
See you later.
How'd the raid? How'd the raid go, by the way? Did you guys clear Mythic? He does Mythic difficulty, which is like big boy raiding. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
That's when Dan and I used to play a lot. It's really hard.
Who has time?
It's hard. It's fun, but it's hard. The Mythic stuff is crazy. They have 4 levels of difficulty for raiding on WoW now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they have looking for raid, which is like the easy mode, and you can just go in like a raid finder, and they plop you in like a pickup group, and it's not bad. Normal difficulty, which is okay, and like some of the stuff can be challenging. I actually like normal, but normal's my favorite. Heroic, which is upped, and they'll add new mechanics in. That's usually I find that really hard, and that's the guild I'm in. We try to do heroics, and then there's Mythic, which is like the big boy raid. That's like everybody has to pay attention. Everybody has to be really good. And if one person screws up a lot of times, everybody dies. So it's like very unforgiving.
Yeah, so I never got into World of Warcraft because I never had friends that played. So I'd just go around and tool around and do solo things. And I felt
You get
like
bored doing that.
Yeah, there wasn't much I could do independently.
I bought Ray a subscription.
Yeah.
And Sarah, but Sarah doesn't want to play it. I was like, here's a free World of Warcraft.
Tis.
It's fun.
You should have made her pay like $1, and then she would have respected it more.
It's fun. I think it's fun when you play with somebody you know. Like Dan and I play it. It's wicked fun when you play with people you know, because it's goofy. Like and actually, sometimes I'll make it'd be cool to do like. Actually, the Death Army I want to paint. It's inspired by one of the World of Warcraft like cinematic videos they did.
Yeah.
Because I want to paint my skeletons to look like they did in the beginning of this not old, but now it's old. Cinematic sequence with these really cool. It's a really, really cool undead cinematic sequence. I want to make them look like that, so I have to figure that out.
Well, that's the thing. Like having something that inspires you to paint something, I think, is cool.
You need it.
I've mentioned this before, but I've wanted to do a Primaris chapter that's basically followers of. So when they brought back Reboot Gilliman as a Primarch for 40k,
The Avenging Sun.
he had to go through the webway to get back to Terra.
Who helped him through the webway? Cypher
shows
up.
at
Hey!
a Blackstone fortress that instead of capturing, they give up. But whatever. In there, so they fight off this demon prince, but the last surviving Black Templar from Cadia.
Amalric.
Amalric.
Badass.
So I wanted to do a Sons of Amalric.
He died at the end. But
yeah,
he
I was.
He fought a Bloodthirster. It was pretty badass.
He fought a Bloodthirster, and he distracted it long enough to allow Reboot to banish him, and then so I wanted to do a chapter because that guy
he was cool.
He didn't get a model,
but Voldus did.
Yeah, and he was just a kick-ass character. But Voldus did get a model and basically did nothing.
Do you know what Ted calls Ted? He calls Voldus Grandmaster Jabroni.
Yeah.
Because he just was literally like a jabroni that showed up. They got a model and like.
Yeah, for no reason. He didn't exist. It could have been any existing.
Brother Captain Stern.
Yeah, it could have been.
Like Stern would be cool. Or
any existing Grey Knight model.
Or
any
the dude
Grey
that's
Knight.
cool that carries the demon weapon but he can't use it. What's his name? Stern? That's Stern. No, what the hell's his name?
Is it Crow?
Castellan Crow. He's cool.
Right, so...
Yeah, he's cool. But no, we have to make a new guy.
Yeah, make a totally new guy that's never existed before. And he and Reboot and Cypher just going through the webway.
And then Reboot broke his word. He told Cypher he could meet with the Emperor, and he broke his word.
Yeah, he did.
He lied.
Then he tried to have Cypher
Put in jail. How'd that work out for him?
Yeah, Cypher did what Cypher does. He disappears.
Just breaks out.
Just breaks out. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of plot threads from that whole story arc that they haven't even touched on yet.
Yeah. And so I just thought that a Primaris chapter, whether it's like they're in white for mourning, white and red, not black. I can't do black. But like an off-white and a red. Like,
you can paint black.
I can't paint black.
Yes, you can.
I can. I just don't want to.
Oh, because you did Raven Guard. That's right.
I did, and I never finished it. It just overwhelmed me. So I've wanted to do a Primaris army based on that. I don't know that I ever will.
Wait till there's more close combat ones made.
Yeah.
Because you don't want, that's the one, because you wouldn't want to, you want to do Black Templars, you probably want to do an assault-based army, right?
Probably. I haven't really looked at the rules. But it's just an idea in my head that I've wanted to do. And it's like one of those seed ideas that is just kind of stuck there. And I think that's kind of one of the things you need in these armies to kind of, you grab a seed idea and you make something happen with it. I think if you sit down and you say, I'm going to build this army, it's like if you don't have a real reason why, it's like if you sit down and say, these models are awesome, I'm going to assemble and paint these models, then that's enough. Mm-hmm. But if you're just like, I want to have a Black Templar army, it's like, okay, but then you're going to run out of, you're not going to have anything that connects you to it.
You're not attached to it. Your heart's not really in it, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's like the people that buy and trade armies, like the competitive guys. There's nothing wrong with that, but the guys that are super competitive that'll buy and trade the flavor of the week, whatever's really powerful at the time, and they can do it without a problem because they're not attached to their army.
Right.
I know you with your orcs or me with any of my armies I've painted and played for a long time. I'm never going to get rid of those. Even if I don't play them, I never want to get rid of them.
I've bought and sold so many armies over the years,
but not the ones you care about.
But it's never been my orcs.
No.
Now I've sold models, like orc models, like hundreds of orc models that were extra, like sprues and sprues of extra orcs.
Yeah.
After I have my yellow Bad Moons and I have my red Speed Freaks. But I've never...
Speed Freak player in the chat, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never really done... I've never really sold anything that I really loved. The closest I sold... I had a beautiful, fabulous AdMech army, and I sold it because I needed seed money to get the shop going.
That was a beautiful army.
But
maybe,
that said...
Maybe you'll paint another one another time. Never know.
You're right. I mean, I think... Sentai and...
He plays Cult of Speed.
Cult of Speed... Yeah, I love, I just painted up, I just started, my daughter and I started painting up some of the new buggies. So I'll have a couple of yellow buggies and a couple of red buggies. Eventually I'll pick up a few more. I figure three of the new buggies will go with my Bad Moons. And then I'll pick up a few others that will just be for my Speed Freak
Those new buggies are freaking cool.
They're ridiculous.
I played Speed Freaks, by the way, a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Number 11 on those. Oh, Sentai. Oh. Not Emma. Let's see. My name is Sentai. I don't know. I got it.
Number 11 on Those Who See.
My name is Sentai. I don't get it. Oh, is that a Chaos Star? It is a Chaos Star. Oh, that's a cool icon. I just realized you got a Chaos Star as your icon. That's pretty badass.
Is that not an I? That's an L? Sentinel and Torn?
I thought it was Sentinel.
Oh.
Yeah, I said
yeah,
Sentinel.
Okay.
I thought I said Sentinel.
Yeah, see, I didn't. I saw it as Sentai.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's all you, Jack.
It is me. I'm messing everything
Next thing you know,
up.
you're going to step on this power strip and it's just going to...
It's going to mess everything
You're
up.
going to rip up the tape that you
God damn it.
and just...
Yeah. The tape, everything. I just messed everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Sentinel, have you tried Speed Freaks yet? It's actually really fun. It's pretty cool. The movement's interesting. The movement's kind of like... It's kind of like Star Wars Armada, a little bit. The movement.
So back in the day, we're taking a trip way back to the ages past land. Dorkiness of the past is Man of War.
Oh, baby, yeah.
Man of War had
great game.
Man of War had some really interesting move templates.
Yeah, because the way the wind worked in that game.
Yeah.
So it was a boat game. And,
Okay.
and the cool thing about Man of War is it was like at the time, it was like 93 around that time, 94, 93. So I was pretty young. And at the time,
too.
were you even born then? You weren't even alive then. Whatever.
I was 3.
Oh, you were late.
1993.
So like, you could buy a playable arm. Actually, the box came with 2 playable forces, and you could play the game out of the box. So like Space Marine, the old Epic game, because back then it was hard just to get an army for 40k or Warhammer Fantasy Battle too at the time. So my friends could actually play it. And one Christmas I got, this is really badass. So for one Christmas I got, this is my 7th grade or 8th grade Christmas. I got Man of War, Space Hulk, and Epic. Those three box sets for Christmas. I got.
Are they still sitting in your room and chain?
No. I wish I still had them. No. That original Space Hulk, I have a lot of the miniatures. I don't know what happened to the tiles. The Man of War, I don't know where that went. And then the Epic stuff, I still have a lot of it. I still have a lot of the old Epic stuff. I have a lot of my old stuff. I have all my original 30-man RTB Space Marines. Like the old, I still have like almost all 30 of them. I painted them with those awful enamel paints. It's, so bad.
I would love Games Workshop if they brought back Man of War. I love that game, and I think not that they have to, but I think Age of Sigmar gives you a lot of room for. I mean, the
models weren't great. Honestly, I'll be honest. The models weren't great, but the game was fun.
The game was terrific.
The game was really fun.
They had little dragons and like manticores.
Oh, remember the Black Ark model?
Yeah.
There was this Dark Elf model. It was like
it was this giant.
It was cool.
Giant boat, and it was like a skull.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And you actually, in order to attack it, you had to get through these like lightning storms that you'd like get attacked trying to even get in close to it.
Let's see if I find a picture by the chat.
It was.
There it is.
Yeah, it was. This was just a beautiful model, and
That's cool.
It was so cool.
Fun game, and then the wind. There was a wind, and you'd have to roll to see if the wind changes, and that if you have sails, which a lot of them did, it would affect how fast you're going. It was really cool. Yeah. Kind of like didn't in BFG the Eldar had something like that. The Corsairs, the Eldar Corsair ships had like solar sails. So like BFG was like 40k's naval combat game.
Yeah, the Battlefleet Gothic.
And they talk about it a lot on Warhammer Live, where like people always ask about it because they want to make it, but they said if they were to make it now, they wouldn't be able to. There aren't enough people basically because they're spread so thin between Blood Bowl.
They have Blood Bowl, Necromunda, Adeptus Titanicus.
And those 3 alone are like.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're huge properties.
Yeah.
And now that they've restarted them and brought them back to life, from the brink really.
Necromunda, man, they already have all 6 houses out in 1 year. That's impressive.
Yeah, and Adeptus Titanicus.
Excuse me.
Like that is their new, everything. If anything epic comes, it comes to that scale, and it joins that.
New expansion next week, right?
Titan Death.
Frank's pretty excited about it.
Yeah, and I as I said earlier.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
It's rained down.
Oh no!
But look, it's MDF wood, so it's okay.
Oh, he's got his hat back on.
The hat's back on.
Oh, that means serious business.
The blazer came off. The hat went back on.
Yeah, but yeah, nice. So we'll in February, that's our month to get to do our Titanicus. It's fun. It's interesting when you have an account through GW Trade, that like you have to spend that money to the exact cent. Like you can't I was like, can I go over $20 and pay you out of my regular account? And they're like, no. The trade, like this amount of money has to be perfectly allocated. I was like, and it's not like at my discount, like stores get a discount so we can make profit, right? That's how stores work. That's how retail works. When you have a trade account and you have trade credit, you spend it at manufacturer suggested retail price.
MSRP, yeah. So what we used to do rough. Well, I mean, it's gonna be clever. You got to be imaginative in how you do it. But I'm gonna go check out the battle report real quick. See what's going on.
So I'm going to be investing the store in Adeptus Titanicus because I can't personally afford to buy into it. So I'll be using the store credit to create a store force for Adeptus Titanicus, so we can try that out and get a rule book and all of that. So we'll see how all that goes. And that should come next week, but it'll take me February to assemble it and paint it. Because that's how it goes. But I got buildings and a whole bunch of stuff to put together so it'll be a fancy super thing. hopefully, we'll see. That said, what if you're out there listening? What are the specialist games that you really like? I am a huge fan of Necromunda. I'm not as big a fan as Blood Bowl, but I watched an Adeptus Titanicus game and it blew me away. It was so cool. So, what do you play any out there? Are you playing any specialist games? If you are, what's your favorite? What are you interested in? What do you not like at all? Right? Well, I'll post that up there. See what you do. So far, none of the specialist games. Why not? What's you're not you just don't like them? What? I'm just curious because for me, Necromunda just fills that kind of like small thing. That's small. I mean, maybe it's these aren't specialist games, but the small skirmish. So Warhammer Underworlds, Kill Team, the skirmish game for AOS. Those are also like kind of those sub, they're bounced off the main line. So you have your three main lines would be Lord of the Rings, Warhammer 40,000, and Age of Sigmar, and then everything else kind of bounces off or circulates around them. Specialist games are basically Necromunda, Blood Bowl, and Adeptus Titanicus because they have wildly different rule sets.
Okay.
But Warhammer Underworlds, not a specialist game, it's a main studio game, but it's still a separate game. And then you have Kill Team and Skirmish, which are basically feeders into the other games. So Skirmish feeds into Age of Sigmar, Kill Team feeds into Warhammer 40,000. So all of those, type of games. It is interesting to me because I feel like there's a lot. I feel that with so much stuff happening, it's hard to get to all of it. Like, I really want to play Kill Team, but I just don't have a chance. I really want to play Skirmish, but I don't really have a chance. So let's take a look here. Centaur, mostly stuck at home. The reason it's hard to see myself buying a game like Titanicus. Yeah, the Titanicus models are pricey. When you see them all put together, oh, they're beautiful. They're amazing. But if you... Oh, I'm going to take my seat. So if you see them and they're all put together, they're amazing and they're beautiful to look at.
News from the front.
Oh, news from the front.
4 Dire Avengers just got Melt-A-Gun.
Oh, Melt-A-Gun.
Melt-A-Gun Dire Avengers.
Ouch.
That's a bit of overkill.
Might be a bit of overkill.
Who's Nutship? That's an awesome... Hold on, these are some cool things here.
Yeah, so we were talking about specialist games. But the Titanicus models are so beautiful when you see them on the table. They really are. And Nutship. So far, any specialist game that I've played is Battlefield Gothic, Kill
Great
Team.
Game.
Champions and Talisman. Oh, the
Talisman's
board games.
Awesome. I still have Talisman.
Yeah, Talisman was great.
I haven't played AOS Champions that I heard it's really fun. A lot of some guys that love it. They really into it.
So we have some Champions here. We've only had a couple people come in and buy it.
The battle report. that's the battle report from Tariel Station.
Oh, jeez.
Should I put this on? Should I show this on the camera?
Oh dear. Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, wait till you go back to the thing so I can see it. Yeah, so we have 2 battle reports in. I'll save that one for last. Oh boy. All right. So I guess I'll tell you what I found out from this game real quick. So his veterans, his Storm Scion veterans, they have a whole bunch of cool weaponry. A bunch of Melt-A-Guns. Those Dire Avengers in front of the wrecked tank stood their ground. And his Dire Avenger Exarch is a 4-Binwhelm save because he has some sort of cool piece of war gear.
Oh.
And he made like 2 saves on Melt-A-Guns. Fell to the 3rd one, and then 2 more guys died to Melt-A-Guns or special weapon. I think it was like plasma gun or Melt-A-Gun, something high strength. And I think there's one. I'll check, but I think there's one Dire Avenger left, standing in the way. Yeah. So the Iron Warriors, they were fighting on the outskirts of Tolathor, the provincial capital, The Iron Warriors there, the ones that you saw with all the
Yes.
cool walkers.
Yes.
They defeated the Craftworld
Oh.
Eldar. So after a really strong opening week, the Eldar have had 2 tough weeks.
Okay.
They swept aside the Imperials in the first week, retrieved the heft of their artifact, but in the last 2 weeks they've had 2 tough losses. Somebody else is asking about specialist games.
Oh. Oh yeah.
I like Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl's my favorite.
Yeah.
Go for it, Jack. That's all I play Blood Bowl. Just always going for it.
But
Not you though. You don't like to go for it, do you, Jack? Especially into the end zone.
Yep. So the quick Blood Bowl aside is that, and we should probably do a Blood Bowl game
We have to do
on the stream
I'll
here.
play any day. Bring my.
So
Black Crab
Brian,
balls. Just bring Pete Russo's dwarf. Bring him back for a rematch.
so Brian believes that going for it
That's how you play.
is how you play the game.
That's how you go for it as often as possible.
So I am of the opposite. I believe that Blood Bowl is a game of limiting dice rolls and not increasing dice rolls. So I definitely
Glass is half empty for you.
no the ball stays in my hand and you don't fall in your face.
What happened in the game you watched? What happened in that game?
Okay.
Should
So
we take that memory lane?
what about the day? What about the game where Dan had to go for it
That's
over
Dan.
the end
That's
zone?
Dan. That's Dan.
Right.
I'm
So
just saying.
you're the only person that goes for it,
It's
and it's
because
fine.
because I'm telling you, when you go for it, I'm telling you, it's psychological. I swear to God.
I do too.
You just say,
I
I'm
know
going.
that as well.
It's just like you just don't worry about it. I'm going for it. It's like I gave Dan a hard time. I told him it's like when Bruce Wayne climbed out of the pit. He did it without the rope. You just don't wear the rope. You're good. And then you get out of that pit. That's my analogy for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? And then after he got out of that pit and he saved Gotham, then what happened?
Then he went off with friggin' Catwoman. Lived a great life.
How do we know?
Because Alfred saw him at the restaurant.
Because he comes back as a really old man killing people in the next movie. He comes back and now he's Ben Affleck. And now he's shooting people,
All right.
which is the opposite of
We're gonna-
any
is this gonna
Batman
turn-
ever.
Is this going to turn into a Batman versus Superman conversation? My favorite part of that movie was we were watching that with Mark Tirico, who loves DC Comics. He loves DC Comics, and that movie you could tell he was it was killing him. And that one scene at the end where Batman legit stabs the dude in the shoulder for no reason. The scene at the end where he saves Lois. So at the end, he's fighting all these it's the one part of the movie where Batman's a badass and he's fighting all these criminals, and he just stabs the guy in the shoulders for no reason. Takes a knife and just jabs the guy and probably kills him. And then Mark Tirico next to me, he's like, self-defense. Just it's when does Batman stab people or shoot people? He shoots people in that movie.
Yeah, and so
Then it's all
when
canon.
people have very fond memories of the original Michael Keaton Batman, I don't. I
The Michael Keaton one?
Yeah.
How about just Christian Bale's, man?
So, but
awesome.
you go back, everyone's, Batman, he was so cool, Michael Keaton and Joker, and it's yeah, but he's blowing up bad guys. He drives his Batmobile, his invincible Batmobile, he's not even there fighting. He drives into the middle of a stronghold.
Yeah.
It deploys all these bombs.
Blows the whole place up.
It's not even grenades. Because grenades,
it's bad explosives.
It's bad explosives, and it blows an entire factory to ribbons with people
Is
inside.
this the original? I forget.
Yeah.
I don't even
and it's
remember the original. I remember the big air balloons.
The air balloons.
Kim Basinger who was Catwoman?
That was
what's her name?
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Who's also in Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah, and I just going back to those movies, he's somebody he attaches a grenade to somebody and kicks them down the stairs.
I don't remember that.
So
This is the original?
Yeah,
But not Christian.
not the Christian Bale.
Christian Bale is the best ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're so good.
Okay.
Look at this battle report.
Okay, so this battle
Can we
report
show
is.
to the camera.
Let's just
Can we see that? There you
It
go.
says, "Oh dear God, Emperor,
My
my
face."
face."
That's how that one went.
So
So Ramon took the station for the greater good. I think. Hey,
We're at bottom of round 3, by the way.
what's that?
We just realized we're at bottom of round 3.
yep,
Yeah.
we got you.
okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Keeping track,
We're on
okay.
top of you. Yeah.
I looked at my
Yep.
game.
We're
time,
on top. We're on
okay.
top of this. Yeah. This is a professional operation here.
Okay, so
Right.
units that
Yeah, right.
performed admirably.
Yeah.
Farsight dropped in and cut a girl.
Cut a bitch.
Yeah, but I didn't want to say that.
Oh, sorry. I can.
Canoness.
Sorry, family
The
friendly.
Canoness Levy.
Right.
We got a
Tank
big
2
comment.
Fusion Blaster.
Big comment here.
Oh,
Nut ship.
I lied. There's one more specialist.
Night.
Oh, the RPC. The
Nut
RPC.
Fantasy Flight Games, Jib Dark Harry. Oh, you know who's into that? My buddy Tom. He's played a bunch of those. My buddy was DMing one. He's like, hey, can you make an apothecary? So I made an Iron Hands apothecary that just always wanted to like decapitate things.
Professionalism. Yeah, sorry, we are definitely lacking in that Sentinel tonight. We really, I apologize. It's totally on me.
Yes, this is
I apologize.
Yes.
My professionalism is definitely in bad shape.
What's this last comment? Spider Tank took all the aggro. I don't get that one. I don't get that.
I don't
one.
either.
Yeah. So it didn't look. The Imperium did not strike back this week. So far, we have 3 games in. The Imperium lost one to Tau over Imperium. The other one, Iron Wars over Craftworld Eldar, and the other one, Chaos has won 2 out of 3 so far. Well, actually, they won both the games they're involved in, and they were looking good. That big battle between at Hespelian Depot between Jared's Tau and Chris Bradley's Nurgle. Nurgle was looking in the ascendancy there. I think Jared's Tau is in trouble.
Oh, really? Jared? I don't know that Jared's Tau have really been beaten up since since he's come here.
They got beat up by Les and Les and Dan.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Les and Dan gave him.
But that was because he didn't castle up.
Yep.
And he was pretty castled up the last I looked.
The last 2 games, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think.
If Nurgle got into his lines and prevented his crazy Overwatch shenanigans.
Well, the problem is the flammers. He said the amount of flammers he's running into. All those Nurgle flammers are just. He's doing.
Oh yeah,
Chris is doing what I thought he'd do.
The pus belchers or
He's
whatever.
softening him up a little bit before he charges what he has to do. I don't think he can afford to charge in. They didn't have full strength. Let me check. So we're at the bottom of 3. Let me see what's going on here.
There we go. I wanted to make the brackets on these tables weren't locked in.
Oh.
That could have spelled danger for the entire computer table.
Yeah, it was just like.
I mean, last week I interrupted the stream by stepping on the power strip and turning it off. I actually lost the computer once I had a child because my little gem, she liked buttons. And so I'd be typing on my computer and she would hard shut it down. She'd just walk up and push the shiny glowy button.
Oh, no.
And eventually my computer just stopped turning back on.
Alright, so we got some command point updates too.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
let's get it.
So Les has 2 and Ryan has 3.
Left?
Yep. It might be something in this. Yeah, I'll tell you. Nutchip, did you ever play the old Warhammer Fantasy roleplay?
You said he has 3?
Yep. The Warhammer Fantasy roleplay. The Warhammer Fantasy roleplay before it got remade by who did it? The original version of it, like the version 1.0 Fantasy Warhammer Fantasy roleplay. It was so cool. I really enjoyed that game. It was really cool because it was in the old world though. They're developing an AOS one. Yeah, the Warhammer Fantasy roleplay was funny because it was all profession based. So you'd start out, and there's all these jobs you could start with, and there was all these random jobs, like jobs you would have in the old world. So it was like a rat catcher was one.
Yeah, it was. No, you like, and
it was so cool.
I think the best. It was really amazing because some of the best. You didn't like level up. You skilled up, and when you had enough skills, you became another job.
And some of them were advanced jobs. So like if you want to be like a
Extreme rat catcher.
no, if you want to be like a bounty hunter,
Right.
Oh.
you'd have to like gain skills that a bounty hunter would have. So maybe be a hunter, or maybe like a man at arms, or like a soldier or something.
Right, and you never got to the next like job until you had the skills to do that job.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you basically leveled up to increase skills.
And the gear too. You'd have to like you had to obtain
And-
the gear you needed to become the other profession.
And you would like, but you never made it that far because what would happen is you would go into a fight and it was the combat was the bloodiest and most brutal thing, and it'd be like, oh, you just got your head cut off. Like you'd roll, like where did you get hit? And you'd roll,
Psychology. You'd get messed up over time. Like your character would develop all sorts of awful things.
awful things. It was so terrible.
Nut Ship. I have heard the Games Workshop came out with it. I don't know. I haven't seen the new. I heard they are developing one that's based in AOS. I heard that's in development. They talked about that on Warhammer Live a while back, but I don't know how far ahead it is.
Yeah, I think Fantasy Flight has been doing a lot of their games.
Not anymore though, right? Didn't they
No.
lose the license? I think
Did they?
I don't think Fantasy Flight can. Yeah, I don't think they can make any more games of them anymore. That's
Oh,
why,
really?
that's why you don't have like Warhammer Conquest, or what was the other one? They made a bunch of those board games like Forgotten Stars, like I don't think, or Forbidden Stars.
Okay.
I don't think Fantasy Flight makes any board games from anymore.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. And they had that was a cool game, Relic. It was like Talisman, but 40k.
Yeah. Oh, that was Fantasy Flight too?
Yep.
Oh,
basically
damn,
all the
and
board
that's
games.
gone?
Another great one was Chaos in the Old World.
Yep.
This Chaos in the Old World, each player was a different Chaos god, and the whole point of the game was to destroy and corrupt the old world. It was awesome. It was wicked fun. Fantasy Flight, yeah.
Oh, so
see?
all of the old
Yeah.
RPG is gone
Yeah,
then?
because they don't have them anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, that's terrible.
Sucks. You can still, but the thing is, you can still find all that. That's not hard. That's the good news. If you still want to play it, it's not hard to find that. You can either get the old books.
Yeah, I mean, it's terrible if, you're a game store.
See you, Ramon. Have a good
Bye,
night.
Ramon.
See you later, dude.
Oh, wait, I made a frowny face and it turned me into a robot frowny face. I don't know how that just happened.
Click on the
Maybe
the
you have,
icon.
like,
There should be a whole bunch. Do you have the Duncan icon?
No, why would I want the Duncan icon?
You get it when you.
Oh, you mean
subscribe-
Duncan.
Duncan, dude.
Yo, so I'm subscribed through Twitch, so I don't, Amazon Prime, so I
still
don't
have
think
it.
I get it. I don't know. I'd have to look. I have to figure out this whole Twitch membership
All right,
stuff.
let me go see what. Okay, oh, he's moving them up. They're gonna be in line of sight.
Oh, sad bot,
'Cause
yes.
He wants to shoot. He wants to shoot.
Oh, he's moving them up.
But here's the thing. Are they? This is waving. They're gonna be susceptible to shooting. Those are T3 armors of 4-up saves.
Oh.
Is he making a mistake there?
He might be.
Oh, he didn't kill the last ranger. Couldn't see him.
Right, so
Out of
he's,
line of sight.
yeah. I'm gonna just do a quick walk through.
Yeah. All right. Oh boy. Sorry, I think it's a Sweet Cat shirt.
What is it? Oh, it's the one from Cat Town.
Yeah,
right?
shout out to Cat Town Cafe if you're ever in Oakland. It's the original. It's one of the original
Cat cafes.
cat cafes. You can adopt a kitty or just donate. They specifically try to find homes for cats in Oakland that like are unadoptable.
Okay.
It's really cool. Yeah, it's really neat. So Sarah, is Les making a mistake here?
What's he doing?
So he brought these guys into line of sight so he could shoot. Do you think he made a mistake by bringing them up there? Let's go to the big shot.
It's hard to say because.
Right.
So he.
Because he wants. I mean, they're gonna do a lot of damage to these guys in white.
Yeah.
So he's hoping probably, and the thing is, he doesn't really have anything else over there to shoot at them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a pretty violent game. You look at it. So while Les has done a lot of damage to Ryan's forces, those storm signs are basically untouched.
Yeah, I know.
Right. That's pretty. They're basically he hasn't. I mean, they shouldn't be that hard to kill. They're only 4-ups. Like they're basically the same stat line as the, excuse me, as the Dire Avengers. Nutchip, what 40k armies do you play? Just curious. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where Ryan's gonna go because it looks like I thought Ryan was gonna bring that white squad to the left towards that objective, towards objective 4, but he didn't. So I'm kind of surprised.
I would have done that.
Me too. So, I mean, he's threatening number 6. I mean, the thing is, that's a lot of bodies. That's 20 models. He just has to get them on top of one of those objectives. And they're a troop. Oh no, they're not a troop choice. They're elite, I think. Let me double check that. Ugh. Let's double check the old Bookaroo here.
Yo, Buckaroo.
I don't know if they are elites within the. Okay, Militarum, some Testas. No, they're troops. They are troops. So, here's the thing: if he was able to get that squad of Storm Scions near objective 6, he'd have Trump. He'd get it because it's a troop choice, and Les does not have another objective security unit over there. Yeah, so I think Les is trying to. Oh, he has something in that ruin there. I couldn't see that. I'm gonna go to the side shot, see if we can see it. Okay, yeah, there's a squad of guys in there.
There is.
Yeah,
okay, I didn't know that.
Me neither. Do you mind checking to see? You mind asking what that unit is?
Yeah.
Just so we can see what it is. So people watching the game, what do you guys think's going to happen? Do you think Astra Militarum are going to pull this one back? Or do you think Eldar is going to end up clinching this one? Just curious.
The Guardians.
Oh, they're only Guardians. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't think Ryan's in that bad a spot, actually. If he can just make sure he holds on to... Oh, did he lose? I don't know if he has anybody near that middle one anymore. Oh, he does. He still has it. He still has that middle one, too. So... The orcs show up and win. We haven't had orcs on the stream yet. We should ask Rob Burke to play with his orcs.
Oh yeah,
that'd be
he
fun.
has orcs.
He has a beautiful orc army. Not chip. Let's see. That's cool. Yeah, we'll be doing an AOS campaign in March, February, March and April, because we're gonna do this through the end of February.
Yep.
And then Dan's running that.
Ooh, maybe I'll get involved in that.
You should. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So
hopefully by then my whole army.
Yeah, we forgot to do before you leave. We got to figure out how many points you got.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm gonna do a death army. So AOS, the Dark Elves are cool. I love the Dark Elf executioner models. You seen those? Those are beautiful. They're like really.
Ray probably has them.
They're pretty. They're really pretty.
Ray has everything.
Black Dragon, cool. Are you doing the Sorceress on a Black Dragon or a Dreadlord? Yeah, Jared, who's playing Tau, he has a big Dark Elf army. Dan has a Dark Elf army too.
That's random. I can't.
Forgot he had.
Dan having a.
I forgot he had a dark.
I
forgot he had it. Well, because when we used to play a lot of Fantasy Battle before it became AOS.
Oh, okay.
And I forgot he had Dark Elves.
What does he usually
That's cool.
use? His Nurgles? Is that
for
AOS or is that?
He has for AOS, he's got like a billion armies. He has it's so much. See, not chip. That's what I got to get into. I got to start magnetizing more. That's one thing I don't do a lot of.
Right, magnetizes everything.
It's smart though. For the bigger models, it's easier. Like Jared's Tau, he has almost every battle suit, every weapon.
Yeah, Ray does it with all the arms and weapons. So
it's Tyranids too. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so you can interchange them all.
Very cool. Yeah, Nutchip, what's your favorite Dark Elf sculpt, would you say? I love the Executioners. The Executioners are unbelievable models. So good. Daughters of Cain are cool. Nice. Drago, do you like the snakes or the harpy models more? I love this. Have you seen the snake? You've seen the snake chicks, right? Those are cool.
Yes. Yep.
That's cool. Missed out your question today. Oh, let's see. Oh, Derek, you saw Glass? Yeah, how was it? Was it good? I was curious about that. They're showing it at the IMAX theater.
What is it? I don't even know. Oh,
all of them. Yeah. They are all awesome. The friggin' Marathi model is so cool. What have you missed so far? All right, so Ryan, let's give Derek a quick recap. So we're in Battle Round 3. The mission is there's 6... Actually, this is probably a good idea to go through what's going on.
Yeah.
So there's 6 objectives marked by the yellow circles. Each one is worth D3 at the end of each battle round. We're nearing the end of Battle Round 3. No, sorry. Yeah, we're nearing the end of Battle Round 3. But there's not a lot left on the table. Almost everything's dead.
There's not.
They've killed everything. So at the end of Battle Round 1, Ryan was only on one location. He kind of stayed back, and he was only on one, whereas Les had placed the objectives close enough where he didn't have to advance, and he capped.
Yeah, he was on 3 of.
Oh yeah, because he basically put him in his deployment zone, which was smart. So he also put one of them behind line of sight blocking terrain, the red piece in the bottom left hand corner, which is number 6. So he had 3, Ryan had 1. Les pulled ahead 7-1 in the first battle round. In the second battle round, Ryan was able to cap 3. He grabbed the 2 that he hadn't grabbed the first time. Les kept the other kept the 3 he had. And then he outrolled Les, and he was able to cut the lead to 4. So now it's 12-8, and now it's looking like it's still going to be 3-3. No, it's not. Sorry, Les is going to cap number 3 up there in the top right hand corner. And I think Les is probably going to widen the gap this turn, but Ryan next turn, depending upon where he brings his Storm Scions, he could very easily shoot off Les off 2 of those objectives, but I don't think they're going to be able to get on top of either one.
Who's this?
This is Derek. Derek.
Oh,
yeah.
That's Derek?
Yeah, so he was just asking what he missed so far. So this is, I think this turn's, I think if Les is able to pull enough far enough ahead this turn, it could be really, I think he could almost put it out of reach, but I think if Ryan had brought these squads down on the left, I think he very easily could have won this.
Yeah.
Because Les was telling me during the break he didn't have anything over to deal with them. I think if he had brought them down basically where the dice tray is, I think Ryan very easily would have won this game. So I think he's one of these games he's gonna go back and watch and be like, I probably should have put those there. Just a simple decision of putting that squad there.
Yeah.
Right.
I would have done that.
So it's
I
some
keep
cool.
saying it, but
Do what? Do.
to put the squad near the.
Oh, that? Yeah, you would. Yeah. See.
I would have been on top of that.
You would have had that.
Yeah.
So Nutship has he's working on a Dark Elf army for Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
Using like every faction of Dark Elves.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is pretty neat. He's painting a black dragon.
War Hydra Executioner's Blackguard.
Dude, the Executioners are unbelievable. So that hat is awesome.
Yeah, the giant Ryan hat.
That is great.
I love the Executioners just for the heads. Right?
Yeah, the skull heads. Yeah.
I have a bunch of them on my
What'd you put those on? You told me.
Free Guild.
That's
Free
right.
Guild Great Swords.
Great Swords. That's right. Oh, for your death. Yeah. When are we gonna get those guys on the table again? I owe you a battle.
Oh, geez.
After that god awful Malign Portents game we had.
Yeah, I do. I'm really.
I didn't forget that one.
I'm still a little bit upset that the Forge World Elspeth has not yet received.
He's a really cool dragon.
So the Carmine Dragon has rules, but Elspeth on the wizard on the dragon doesn't have rules. So it's like.
Did you ask them on Facebook yet?
I did. Yeah.
What'd they say?
Nothing.
Yeah. You know what you should do? You should hop on when they're on Warhammer Live and just live ask them. Hey, what's up with that? Yeah. So Derek said the movie
Glass
was not bad. He said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ties Unbreakable. Oh, okay. See, I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah, Brings Unbreakable and Split together.
Hat made a comeback. Yeah, he had the red blazer on, but it came off mid game, and then Hat went back on.
It wasn't even
Blazer
mid game. It was still in like the first round.
Was
He
the
took
first
it
round?
off.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think Ryan realizes he could still very easily win this game because he's like I think it's hard, but I think he definitely could.
On the other hand, Jared and
how's that looking?
Chris, Jared says there's really no way that he can win back based on the objectives. He's just way too behind in points, so he might be able to clear him off the table of shooting, but he might not.
But so you and I agree, and that's when you castle. You're basically saying I'm not going to score objectives, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to kill you before you can score more than I can actually get, because I'm almost going to try to like table you and keep you from being able to capture anything, and then hope that you haven't caught enough before I killed you.
Right.
Right? Is that like?
So this is what I like when I think castles, right? I can now currently, with the rules as they're written, as they are now, rules as written, saying that makes me sound a little gamerish.
A little bit.
But I can, my orcs can drop a battle wagon with death roller, and 20 dudes 9 inches away from you in your backfield. So, yeah, you can castle, but now, I get to, for deployment, spend a command point and teleport somebody there. And then, if I get good rolls with my psychic powers, and I get the jump, I can throw on one side of your castle I have 30 boys with shooters. On the other side, I have a battle wagon with a death roller, and a bunch of boys inside. Now what? Right? So. I think that castles are one of those things that are just the rules have been made to try to eliminate them, because now you have to get objectives, you have to get out of your deployment zone.
Look at the Rabute army, right? So when 8th edition came out, Rabute, that whole Rabute huddle. Yes. It was effectively a castle. It was like a mobile castle with assault cannons on Razorbacks, right? Yep. It was basically what it was, more or less. As an aside, we're talking about like the old sculpts. Do you ever seen the old Eltharian model that's blindfolded sword fighting? The old high elf model. It's this really cool sculpt. It was a high elf model, and the story behind him was cool. But he was blindfolded, fighting with like a 2-handed sword. It's one of the best GW character sculpts they ever made. It's like awesome. You can't get any more, but so cool. Such a cool model. Sorry, I just got like really brought back some. These looks like some dead scions.
I think they are.
I'm gonna go see what's dead. Get back.
So, yeah, are they on Battleground at the end of 3? Okay, they're still on 3. Okay. So when looks like the Iron Warriors are going to be taking out the Emperor's children, and not on a date, but like taking them out dead. I think that would, so there are only 3 battles still being fought and it does not look good for the Emperor's Children. It does not look good for the Tau. And right now,
It's not looking good for Astra Militarum. The Storm Scions are dying in droves now.
Yeah.
The guns are being brought to bear.
Well, yeah. Once you lose your Lehman Russ and all your tanks, right, doesn't look bad. It doesn't look good.
Put it down there.
Yeah. I mean, like, what if that's a game changer?
Because you like. How's it sound? Anthony Benedetto won the raffle. Did he get anything yet, or is he just waiting on it?
I think I am putting in an order for an executioner for his Sisters of Battle.
Nice.
I think he's getting tired of getting shot off objectives and having no long-range firepower with his sisters.
Ryan's sound effects have been pretty quality.
He did have some good ones.
Yeah.
He was like talking. It was awesome. It was like it's almost like he's really good at it now. He used to be like pretty good. Now he's like really good at it.
Yeah, he is.
I look forward to the sound effects. Yeah, I think if he had placed his objectives a little further back, and he drops them there, I think this could be.
So let's talk about the whole objective thing.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those like players who, like, I put the objectives like kind of towards the middle, right?
Well, if you're going to be moving forward, it's not a bad thing.
Except I feel like when I do that, like I'm being like the nice guy, like let's fight over these, right? But I realize that I'm probably one of the only people on the planet that like kind of put them that far.
Chris Bradley puts them forward because his army's going forward. I think if your army is an aggressive army, it's a good idea because you don't want to like, if you're playing your orcs and you're playing an aggressive orc army, you put your stuff in the back edge, and you want to go forward to get in combat. It's almost like then you're forced to put either a unit that's too valuable to stay there, or like you said, one of those shaft units that are just easy to shoot off the table.
Yeah.
Whereas if you put them near where you're going to be having a lot of hordes of guys, it's
Or you could do a unit of Ludas surrounded by 30 Grots, but that would be fun.
it'd be nasty.
Yeah, I think so. This is what you can do with orcs now, which just blows my mind.
You can do everything with orcs.
You can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want with orcs.
You have a max squad of Ludas that are just
What's their max size? 10?
15.
Ooh.
And then you take another 10 of them.
I think mob
and you
up.
spend a command point, mob them up.
So you have 25.
Now you have a unit of 25,
Jesus.
and you have a unit of Gretchen around them that on 2+ absorb their hits. That's like, I mean, you're spending a lot of command points for that. You're going to spend
Not really. I mean,
one a turn for the Grots, and then one to castle, one to do. But then you have 25 shots coming to like 48 inches. The 25 Ludas are going to take out a knight.
How hard is it to get the what's the third level up? What's the one where you get like +8? Not +8. Battalion's +8, right? No. The 5 is battalion. What's the one after battalion?
Oh, so wait, battalion.
Patrol.
Battalion.
What's the other one?
I keep wanting to say detachment, but that's
No.
all are.
What's it called? Where's my book? Do you mind grabbing that bag?
Okay, what's in this? Rocks?
Bricks. That's how we train, huh? Look at the high protein food. Look at that, the protein chips, huh?
Ooh, cheddar and sour cream. Sounds good.
We'll open them in a minute.
I will open
I actually,
them.
in high school, one of my friends used to carry around a book with a big duffel bag, and in the bottom he had weights in it.
That's Brigade. Look at that. Derek to the rescue. Brigade. Thank you, sir.
So, thanks for getting me. Not fast enough. We just got the book out.
So, if anybody wants some delicious protein,
Oh, here we go.
no, I'm just doing a little
AKA farts.
Oh no, maybe I shouldn't eat them.
high protein. Look at this. 21 grams of protein in these bad boys, and they're delicious.
Oh, that's the kind of protein I eat in my fake meat.
Not a lot of saturated fat. These
My
are good.
fake chicken strips.
Oh, shizzy. Yeah, have some. Guys, yeah, this is... You know what we should start doing? We should start doing food reviews.
There are no chips in here.
Let's show.
Literally, there's like
Let's show.
four chips.
Look, that's the chips. That's the chips. Don't ask me how much these things are. Here you go.
I don't want to know.
Not bad. The guys that... You get it?
Well, no, I'm fine. I'm gonna go get some water.
Is brigade... Is that like a thing in the Marines for like the size of a force? Brigade? Or is that army?
Oh yeah. You're right. I should have known that, but I didn't. Like off the top of my
Oh
head.
my god, these taste like cheesy
They're good.
cardboard.
No, they don't.
They're terrible.
They're not all that great. But
You know there are chips called nut chips?
Ugh.
Nut chip?
what is it? Nut chips?
No, nobody has this thing. I don't know. I can make some really gross
Aren't they
jokes.
nut thins?
Okay, nut
Or
chip.
nut
I feel like
chips?
the flavor of these chips called nut chips could be called into question, right? If a chip, I'm just saying. I'm just saying if this chip's called nut chips, I'm just saying there's potential for some. Never mind. All right. I'm not the only one that thought that. Right, Dirk? Probably a terrible idea to film myself eating. Hold on, let's go to the boo thing. Nothing good for you can ever taste. See, Lightning agrees with me. Lightning, does RTS stand for real-time strategy? That's been bugging me. I gotta figure that out. No. Nothing good. That's not true. Derek, there's tons of things that taste good that are good for you.
Yeah, like green beans.
Green beans? Spinach.
All kinds of vegetables.
Grilled chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Grilled chicken's good.
I
Tastes good.
miss chicken. I miss steak.
I don't blame you. We're gonna get the cauliflower steak tomorrow.
Ooh, I think, yeah, if we go, I think that's what I'm going to get because I freaking love cauliflower.
We should do restaurant reviews. We should do battle reports. Before the battle report, do restaurant reviews. Maybe during while people are deploying. That's an idea.
Maybe we should get takeout food and eat it on the camera and be like, oh yeah, this is exquisite.
Here's what we're gonna do, guys. Let me know what you think. Is this a terrible idea? Probably is a terrible idea.
It's a terrible idea.
So during from 6:30 to 7 when people are setting up before we do the matchups, we spend a half an hour and we do the bolt
We
hole.
can review the restaurant we went to the previous weekend because we always go every weekend.
Yeah, me, you, Alessia, Ray. It's a good idea. That's how.
Except they're not here, so it'll just
maybe I'll get Alessia to come on and do that with us. Maybe
she won't do that.
Maybe she will. Unless you're watching, you're not watching.
And
this.
neither would Ray.
Maybe it will. I think it's a good idea.
It'll just be the two of us.
Yuck! Is he saying yuck to grilled chicken?
He's probably saying yuck to any vegetable that I said.
I gotta head back
spinach.
to the register. Brian and Sarah will finish you up for the night.
No, thank you.
Word.
Zhang.
Are they almost done with
Wayne's
it?
World
Are they
for
still doing?
excellent.
Are they at the end of battle round 3? I think they are.
Oh, you usually go on for Friday.
Am I finding out they're at the end of battle round 3? That wasn't in English. Alright. Getting down to the nitty gritty here. Derek, were there any good trailers? Yeah, we must be in battle round 4 because Ryan's doing his measuring. I'm not gonna lie, these don't taste all that good.
Oh, we've got an update.
Okay, hold on.
They're in the top of battle round.
Work. Oh no, Lightning has to work. I'm sorry, Lightning.
4.
Hold on. So battle round 4. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. It's not looking good for the Astra Militarum here. Hold on. So how many victory points does Astra Militarum
He
have?
still has 8,
He didn't get any?
but Les has 20.
He didn't score any that turn?
No, 20 to 8.
Oh, he got killed off that. Oh my god. Yeah.
I was like, 28? He's like, yes.
Oh no.
I'm eating another one of these cardboard cheeses.
They're not that good.
They are not that
They're
good,
very good.
but I'm hungry, so I need to
Yeah,
eat
I know.
something.
They're good for you. They are. Look at them. They're good for you. There's some stuff in here that's probably not great, but.
I'm going to the gym tomorrow after work.
Oh, new John Wick trailer. I haven't seen that yet. You seen the John Wick movies? Keanu Reeves. They kill his dog. He goes on a murderous rampage.
No, I haven't
It's
seen
awesome.
I've barely seen any movies ever.
Well, the thing in that trip, if you look at Les's army, it's not built to be nasty. He's got, where's the list? Ugh. There's the list. Is there anything left to drink? I am like that. Those things are really dry. Holy shit. Alright, his list. We got 2 Falcons, 1 Wave Serpent, 1 D Cannon, 3 squads of 5 Dire Avengers, 2 squads of 10 Guardians, 1 squad of Rangers, 1 squad of Wraithguard, 1 Farseer, one Autarch, 1 Spirit Seer, and 1 Warlock. So it's not like an overtly powerful army that he built. It's just I think he's a really good player and he's played to the mission. Everything that Les has done is been to score objectives. He hasn't done anything that without his eyes on scoring more objectives, But yeah, I agree. Eldar can be. If you want to make a nasty army, I think Eldar are one of the better ones right now to do that with. Yeah, I want to see the new. I need John Wick movie. I'm sure this will be the last John Wick. I don't know about Captain Marvel. I'm not I'll go see it, but I'm not expecting a lot out of it.
How come?
Because I've never read any Captain Marvel comics.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not invested in the.
Not really interested.
Yeah, I'm not invested in. I'm sure I'll end up liking it a lot.
Yeah.
because Guardians of the Galaxy, I was like, oh, whatever. Then it's my favorite movie of all the Marvel movies. Loved it. And before it came out, I was not like expecting anything out of it. Let's see, Nut Chip. Yeah, I agree, Nut Chip. I don't think there's one bad unit in that codex either. Just like the last codex they had, I don't think there's one single bad unit. From the times I've played, I've only played against them twice, I think, in 8th, and that was with my Black Legion, and I've seen them, but I've watched them a lot. DC garbage. Aquaman was actually pretty good, Derek. Honestly, it was pretty fun. Alright, so we're probably looking at this battle round. I think you're going to see less completely separate, and they're probably going to call it the end of battle round 4. Because unfortunately, I don't think...
Because what does Ryan have left?
Not a lot. He's got like...
He lost all the...
His vehicles are gone.
light guys.
Yeah, his command...
I don't know what anything's called.
I'll go to the side shot. So that little squad into the left-hand side, in between the big bastion and that red Minotaurum container. It's a little bit like Black Panther, but it's really more. It's its own story. It's it's more. I don't think it's just like Black Panther though. Nice lightning. Yeah, the cool thing about the store here, they do all GW at 20% off. It's pretty awesome. So like all the time. There's no like special thing you need to do, which is really nice.
Oh, okay.
Is there any benefits to the other player? Yeah, for this narrative, absolutely. So like basically like what we've done every week is the players after a game, I'll go through the IG list in 1 second, Drago Creed. Oh, cool. Rocky reference.
Oh yeah.
Every game has a report slip, and the two players fill it out together, and they talk about the things that happened that were memorable, and then units that either performed admirably or didn't perform admirably, and things they'd like to see happen. And then I'm arbitrating the campaign, so what happens is guys have been leveling up or gaining benefits or new war gear or skills or whatever, and that's happened to the first 3 weeks, first 2 weeks. This is the week 3. And there's also faction-wide benefits depending upon which factions own what territories, and the map is expanded. Like a new territory became available this week that the Eldar and the Iron Warriors were fighting over, and the Iron Warriors won. So next week the Iron Warriors will have the ability to attack the provincial capital, which will be that'll be an important game. So yeah, and if he kills the general, I mean, it would be up to what they want to, whatever Les would want to do. If Les's general died, he might want to say he's wounded, or he might want to use it as an opportunity to create another character. The IG list. Where is it? Okay, IG list. We got 3 detachments, Drago. We got a battalion of Cadians. It's Creed and Pask and a Primaris Psyker for his HQs. 3 infantry squads for his troops. His elite was called Sergeant Kell. Heavy is Lehman Russ Battle Tank. That's his Cadian detachment. The Militarum Tempestus is a patrol. He's got Tempestor Prime, or had Tempestor Prime. I think he's dead now. 2 squads of Militarum, 2 squads of Militarum Scions, and then his Vanguard detachment's Catachans. His HQ company commander, elite veteran squad, and a whole bunch of other stuff like a commissar, a priest, a special weapons squad, some psychers, and a platoon commander. And that's the IG army. The GW, yeah, we're actually using the planetary tiles, actually. So, you know what I'll do? I'll actually get those. I'll get those before we leave. I'll go grab it and I'll put it in front of the camera so you can see what we did. It's not very big. We made a smaller one, and it's mapping out. We're specifically using Mortwald as the focus of the campaign. We might end up staying in Mortwald the whole time, because we're having a lot of fun with it. It's one of the false continents in Vigilus. So we use the Vigilus book as kind of like the backdrop, and we're adding our own rules. And we're using some of the stuff in there too, but it's more just as like a blueprint. But the Vigilus area, you can do a lot. Like you can, for the story and for gaming, there's a lot you can do using it as a backdrop. And also rules content. There's a ton of stuff in that book. There's a lot of stuff. All right, let me go to the overhead. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's like, I'm kind of treating it like almost like a RPG campaign. So like, it's fun. Like I get to create. I've been able to play. I just don't play on Fridays, so I can do this. But I usually play on Wednesdays. I usually actually play with Sarah's husband Ray. So we usually play each week. And then this week, who joined us? Dan joined us. And I think next week, I think Rob's going to join us with his orcs. So we'll have like more players. But it's fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a nice way to play too, because you don't have to worry about bringing like a. It's not like a match play event where you have to bring a certain type of army. For this, you can just play whatever you want and not worry about getting stomped, which is I like.
Yeah, it's more fun that way.
I think it is. Yeah, I mean, some people really like match play, which is cool, but it's easy to get match play events. There's match play events like every weekend around here in different stores, but it's hard to find narrative plays. That's why we're doing this on Fridays. Yeah, Lightning. I mean, you could do is check Facebook for Dark Heresy. I don't know where you live, but depending on where you live, you might be able to find people in a local area. A lot of people use Facebook around here just to find games for 40k and AOS. Like the Boston area has its own. There's like 3 regional Facebook groups just for players around New England. Well, there's one for New England. There's one for Boston area. There's one for Central Mass. I mean, if you live in the Boston area, if you live near us, San Diego. Oh yeah, man. I guarantee you, there's probably like that many people in San Diego. I bet if you go on Facebook, I guarantee you could find people down there who want to play. Or if not, make a Facebook page and you'd be surprised how many people will join it. Or look in whatever local stores too, like whatever local stores are in your area, find out if they have a community. If they don't, you could use that as a hub and you could probably find. That's what we did.
I feel like that's how Ray, I don't know what he did, but he found you guys at TJ's and they were like, oh, come in.
Yeah, so the place we used to play.
Play.
Yeah, I mean, it's. Do you know Lenny is a
That
friend?
was, what, like 4 years ago now, probably.
Is Philip Rivers into Warhammer? No kidding. That's cool. I did not know that. I know he used to be really is into Warhammer is Kurt Schilling.
Really?
Bloody Saw Kurt Schilling, yeah. Not a lot of people in Rhode Island like Kurt Schilling though. Can't say I blame them. Yeah. Seeing they basically robbed the state. We're gonna make a video game company.
What little we have.
Yeah. But yeah, we basically played at a store. Yeah. That shall not be named. But if you want, so Lightning, if you're looking to find a group or develop a group, what we did is we'd have like 2 or 3 guys that played Warhammer on Friday nights. We made a Facebook page, and then we basically, when people we met, we direct them to the Facebook page, basically post all our events there, and slowly but surely over the course of a few years, we went from having 4 guys a night to sometimes having 30 plus. And now we've changed locations. Jack opened up his own shop. It's awesome here, and we met new people now.
Yeah,
I mean,
we were talking about that earlier.
Right? It's
New
great.
people, nice bathrooms.
Yeah, but it's. I think the important part is having a place to play.
Definitely.
Having like a store.
And
like
there's so many tables here that are specifically set up.
Yeah, for both Magic, Warhammer, D&D, everything.
Yeah.
If you want to play board games, whatever, hobbying, like if you want to do it, that's what you got to do. Lighting, you want check out the stores in your area. I'm sure in San Diego, there's got to be some cool stores. There must be, right? I've never been to San Diego. I've only been to California. I've only been to LA and San Fran and Oakland, where I went to this awesome cat cafe. Just saying.
Sorry.
No wet floors. not yet. Hopefully not. Let's see. I haven't done a narrative campaign since. Yeah, Drago. I'm telling you, man, it's wicked fun. As long as you can find somebody who wants to be the arbitrator and like do the DMing, it's a lot of fun. But I think you kind of need somebody to do that, just like Necromunda or even Blood Bowl. Yeah. Or even I even just talk to the store owners, people that own stores, because a lot of store owners, if they don't have a community, they love to have people playing in their stores. Yeah. All right, let's see here. So the top of 4. There's a shop in San Diego called At Ease. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. There's a store that shares with a brewery. Dude,
Ooh.
that sounds like a great. Yeah, that's.
I would
What's the issue?
brewery next door.
You can just bring the RPG there, and you know what's fun to go into a brewery. I brought a box of Cards Against Humanity with my friend, and we were just sitting there having some beers, and I was like, we just had the box on the table, and people just came up to us and wanted to play.
We
So
did
fun
that
fact.
at the Ratskeller, so the German American Cultural Society. They just have tables and you just get beer and you can bring whatever you want with you.
That's awesome. See, I don't know if I'd want I don't know if I'd want people drinking too much around my stuff. Does that make sense?
I mean, you're the one that breaks everything. So...
I do, but yeah, I break in like 3 Ray's models. Sorry, Ray. Their table space is super. Well, you could do see what slow nights they have, because I guarantee you they have a night that's slow. You might not be able to get space on like a Friday or Saturday, but there might be a weeknight or something you could do it. I don't know. It's worth a shot because that's awesome. Yeah, we have we have a bar like 2 doors down.
Pizza.
Store doesn't have a license. Okay. It's really smart. We have a pizza place. It's really good with a nice bar, and there's a great place called the Beef Barn down the street.
The Beef Barn.
The Beef Barn. I think I already linked it in the chat.
You did.
I did.
You totally did. You can buy food for 2 people and it costs like $12.
$12.
Literally.
Fun fact: you go to the beef barn, the dessert is like delicious.
I love their apple pie.
I had the pumpkin pie earlier; it was great. I haven't had a shake from there. I heard the shakes
I
are
love
good.
their shakes.
Yeah.
I've had probably every flavor.
Lightning, by the way, Chargers. They had a good season, man. I watched that. I'm a Patriots fan, but they had a good team. Did you watch that game? You don't watch football, do you?
I don't care about football.
Pats are probably gonna lose tomorrow.
Good, let them.
Hey, that's not nice.
It's not mad.
It's gonna be a tough place to play. Kansas City, that is a tough place to play.
Why is that?
It's just historically the Pats don't typically play well there historically. And although Andy Reid's kind of a crappy coach, so maybe they find a way to. Oh, Raiders. Oh, I'm sorry. Should we talk about the tuck rule at all? Is that still a soft subject? You know what the tuck rule is?
Nope.
It's like kind of a. Lightning, can we talk about the tuck rule, or is that still too soon? Oh, let's see what he said. Hold on. Is this with Derek just link in the chat? Oh, John Wick 3. All right, I'm going to watch that later, Derek. I got to watch that. I got to give that my full attention. So, the Patriots, when they played when Brady's first year as quarterback, seriously, it's probably like that moment. It's probably like the most historically significant moment in football in the last like 2 decades. So Brady was the quarterback of the Patriots because Bledsoe had gotten hurt earlier in the year. They're playing at home in this really snowy game against the Raiders, and yeah, pretty much. And the Raiders got screwed. So Rob Woods, what was his name? Charles Woodson came off the edge, blitzes Brady, sacks Brady. Brady fumbles it. Ball's recovered by the Raiders. Game's over. Raiders win. They're going on to the AFC title game. They're going to play against the Steelers, right? It's game over. I remember watching this game. I was home from college for a break. I turned the TV off. I threw the remote against the wall. I was so pissed. It was awful. I was so angry. And then like a few minutes later, I'm like, screw it. I guess I'll watch them kneel the ball. So I get up. I turn the TV back on, and the refs are still talking about it. I'm like, what's going on here? And they're like having a discussion. I'm like, are they like, what's going on? And there was this obscure rule about like the motion and weight, the way in which you're moving the ball. Like if you're bringing the ball back into your body, or if you're like passing it. And the rule interpretation was, I don't even remember the exact words, but long story short, the Pats got the ball back. It was ruled an incomplete pass, which is like
instead of a fumble.
Yeah, and then, which is awful. And then the Pats go down the field and they tie the game on this incredible field goal by Vinatieri in the snow. It was an incredible field goal. Although I'll tell you what, Lightning, Gruden kind of screwed them by calling the timeout and icing the kicker, because all that did is allowed the linemen to kick more snow off the field. I remember that specifically in that game too. Phil Simms, one of the callers, got hit by a snowball by a Patriots fan. They made a snowball and threw it at him on camera. It was awesome. It was the last game played at Foxborough Stadium before it became Gillette. And the Patriots won that game in overtime. Jermaine Wiggins, this guy who sucked, was like awesome in that game. And they win that game in overtime. They win at the Steelers, and then they upset the Rams, and that was the first Patriots Super Bowl ever, and that basically started the dynasty. It all started with a tuck rule. If they didn't get that ball back, I guarantee you the Patriots would not have been the team they are now from that one ref call. It is still, no, I'm with you, dude. I'm a Pats fan. I agree. I'm not debating it. I think any Pats fan that's a real Pats fan that actually watched them pre-Belichick, like when they had, way back in the 80s and 90s, they'll tell you that it was BS. But the Pats were owed it, man. The Pats had plenty of bad luck before that. The Vikings. Dude, the Vikings were awesome a few years back. They were wicked good.
I don't know why you're looking at me like
No.
I'm going to
And then
participate.
Nut chip. How about that Brett Favre play when he decided to throw the game? They were awesome. The year the Pats went undefeated, but they lost against the Giants. The Vikings were having an incredible year, and it was Favre right before it was his last good season. He'd gone from the Packers to Vikings, and he made this awful, awful pass at the end of the fourth quarter, which resulted in a turnover, which resulted in a pick, and that was it. It was like they had a good team though. Oh yeah, San Diego. That's true. San Diego doesn't have a football team anymore. Kind of sucks. All right, let me see what they're doing in the game. Right back. Hold on.
Word.
It doesn't matter. We're doing this. I'm losing terribly in this. I'd rather lose the lens. You're fighting a good fight. I'm 9-20. You're fighting a good fight. You just bring me on here for comedy, man.
right. Get some updates.
I heard Ryan say that he is just comic relief.
Yeah, at least the Raiders have some Super Bowls. Oh yeah, this. Who's not one of? You know what's cool? For 4 years in a row, I lived where the Super Bowl was won. So I lived here when the Pats won the first one. Moved to Tampa. Tampa won the Super Bowl. Then moved back up here, and then they won 2 more in a row. So for 4 years, I actually lived where the Super Bowl was won.
Wow.
It was pretty cool. 4 straight years.
Gosh golly.
I think it's kind of cool. Anyway, all right, so there's not a lot left on the table.
I heard Ryan say he has 9 VPs now.
He has 9, yeah. We're going to give him 9.
Great job.
So...
Does he still have a chance to win?
That's true, the Cubs. Does he have a chance? Does he have a chance?
It's because he didn't deploy those guys.
2 things. He didn't deploy far up the table. That's 2D3. And he didn't bring him down there. Yep. Because then he actually could have afforded... to lose stuff towards the top, and he would have been taking and denying the stuff in the bottom.
I feel he kept
corner.
everything like really packed together.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
he didn't.
We're going to.
But I feel like that's also how I play. I'm like very balls to the walls. I'm like, no, we're going.
But you know it's weird when you watch it like this and you see it from the top down. It's very different from when you stand on it. It's very, very different. Like when you're playing, you have to almost force yourself. Your sacrifice will be. I'll tell you what, Lightning, Creed is still there with Cal, so Cadia still stands. He's right on the edge there. When you're standing at the table, you don't see it the same way. You almost have to force yourself to always remember where the thing is now.
Yeah, that's true.
I saw. You know what was really cool? So there was a table at the old Games Workshop in Harvard Square, where they had like because Lightning's comment just reminded me of this, where they took the graphic from Starship Troopers where it says enlistment guarantees citizenship, and they had that graphic with that like logo along with like an Imperial Guardsman like as a poster, and they made like a billboard out of it. It was so cool, and it looked like an actual billboard. Like I don't know if they had like a spray decal or something, but it looked awesome. And they had all sorts of cool like propaganda posters in Imperial City. So it was all Astra Militarum recruiting posters, and
cool.
It was really neat. That was an incredible table. That store had really good tables. We're gonna finish these awful chips.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Why did you bring these?
Because I thought they would be good. I haven't tried those flavors before. The other flavor was a lot better.
They literally just taste like
They
sort of cheesy air cardboard.
They're not thick enough to be cardboard.
It's like, you know when you try to like, it's like when the first layer of cardboard like peels off. Ugh.
That sounds like you would make a great. There's what's that RPG? There's the when they did have the 40k ones, there was one where you were all guardsmen. Oh, thank you, Lightning. Let me go to a side shot so you can see that. Oh, well, you already see it, but let me get a bigger shot of that. So you know where you can. Hold on, I'll get the link to where you can get a lot of that. Hold on. Let me see. War games tournaments. Here they are. So, word of warning: if you order stuff from them, the shipping time can be very, very lengthy, and they're not always super responsive when you message them. But I've never ordered something from them and not gotten it. But I ordered this this set a while back. Only War, yep, that's the one. Only War, where you're all guardsmen. And it took a while. It took about from when I ordered it, it took about a month to receive it. And then I'll go back to the side shot. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So like that whole set is that's one set. That's one thing, and I think it costed me like a little under $100, maybe a little bit. And it's all MDF wood. It all comes in frames, and all I did was I just sprayed it. I cut it out. Well, actually, you know what took the longest actually was just cutting it out of the frame. It was longer than actually painting it. So you cut it out of the frame because you have to trim it. The problem sucks is when you cut it out, there's all those little extra pieces of wood. So you have to trim that down, otherwise it looks shitty.
Yep. So
yeah, that's all one set. So and there's actually pieces that aren't out there because it comes with a lot of extra bridges and walkways and stuff. And just cutting it out takes and trimming it takes over, I don't know, a few hours, 2 or 3 hours. And then painting it was literally less than an hour. So it was just 3 sprays. Just pick a day where it's nice out. And I think I used like a gray color, a reddish color, and like a metallic color. I just sprayed in like, you know, not heavy, but across it. And then spot shaded with sponge of Agrax, and that's it. And then the red railings, I was just like a red spray, and then spot shaded with Agrax, and done. And I think it looks pretty good. And it's none of it's glued. You can just literally slot it together and move it around. It's really, really modular. It's great for like Kill Team, 40k. If you play Infinity games like that, it's really good. But yeah, it's fun. We have a lot more of this we haven't painted yet.
Really?
So we have
of the same set, or
yeah.
different?
So I ordered. So I loved that set. So I ordered. They had a deal last summer, so I ordered 3 more of those. So we have 3 more, like all that,
wow.
and this big ass crane. There's like a huge crane that's like, so that big bastion. It's literally like double the height of that, and it's all like a cool. And you can like fight your way up it. We haven't built and painted it yet because we're already. I mean, there's a lot of terrain we still have to paint that's already built here. But
right.
that will, you know what we'll do? That'll be like one of these streams where we do like maybe a kill team game. It would be hard. Well, we could do a 40k game. It would have to be like more infantry than vehicles because it would be hard to play with a lot of vehicles. Imagine 3 of those on a table. It'd be pretty packed. Yeah. You know. But yeah, man, no, I definitely would recommend it. Just make sure you know it's going to take a while for it to arrive. The pack I ordered over the summer, it took them a long time. Like they didn't ship it for like a month, and I had to like message them and say, listen, like if you're not going to ship it, I'm gonna basically go back and tell my credit card to like. No, I think I went through PayPal. I was like, I'm gonna file a complaint, blah blah. And then they immediately shipped it out. They're like, oh, sorry, here it is. So I was like, oh, cool. Glad it took that. But yeah, no, it's a cool set. I definitely would recommend giving it a look. It's well worth it. I don't know how much it is now, but I'm sure it's still very reasonable. And it's easy to paint. That's another nice thing about it. Uh-oh. That looks like some guys are dying.
Dead?
Oh no.
Yep.
You know what the worst thing is? When you're playing a game and somebody comes over to the table and they point to the stuff on the side of the table and they say, are those dead?
Nah, I put them there on purpose.
Oh.
I thought it would be fun.
Have you guys ever had that happen to you? I'm sure people in like Lightning and Live Ship, have you ever had somebody do that too? They're like, oh, are those dead? Like, no, they're not dead. They're deep striking. A-hole. Yeah, they're dead.
Like, yes, all of my models are dead.
Those are gross. They are. They're gross.
Wow.
I'm not buying
and you
those.
don't even have a drink with you.
I went through 3 drinks.
That's rough.
I went through 3 drinks.
Do you need some water? I've got some left.
Yeah.
I'm not sick.
No, I know you're not sick.
Anymore.
I want to get another Snapple, actually. I want to get a Snapple. Every time your codex is not updated or balanced, they're mostly dead. They've tired themselves out after a long squawk. Did you see the new squig dice?
Yes.
Those are cool.
With the teeth on them?
Yeah, and they bounce.
They bounce?
They're squishy. It's wicked cool. They're like squiggies.
I want to.
Have you guys seen the new squig? Actually, hold on. Let me go.
Do you have them?
Not with me, but I can go show them to them. Hold on.
Yeah, because those are pretty cool. Oh my god, these chips are gross. So gross.
Alright, I found them. So I can't open these, but because they're not mine. Mine are at home. But these dice are legit squishy. Like they actually bounce.
Can you bring them tomorrow? I want to.
Yeah, I'll bring them tomorrow. Yeah, they literally like, and they like. My friend is taking the squig dice. And yeah, they like legit. If you roll them in a dice tray, they're probably gonna bounce out. That's the only thing that's probably gonna drive me nuts. But I think they're wicked cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's...
That was literally me. I was like...
You're like, I am not gonna...
So
Was it that bad? Hold on.
No, it's just like protein powder, whey protein powder, other protein powder.
It's a lot of protein, alright? You got the protein out of the muscles,
yeast extract. Like,
this is great.
Ugh.
Why would you not want to gain protein mass? Right?
Now I feel like I need to eat all the candy, and I already ate all my M&Ms.
No, this is great.
Ugh.
This is great.
Ryan.
Gonna up the protein. Fun fact. That's why Jack said this. If people eat too much protein, like too much, they start to fart really bad, and it smells awful.
Well, let's not do that in here. This is a very
No,
small
I won't.
room.
Don't worry. I'm very careful how much protein I eat. Not really, but I just eat a lot of protein. I was at my gym earlier today. I was going to the bathroom and I could hear some dude and it sounded like he was pooping out his brain. It was so awful. He was like, I was like, oh my god. And the best part, the other protein sounds like 40. Lightning. That does sound like the stuff when you read about how they feed people. And yeah. So like when they feed people in like a hive city, it's like foodstuffs or like corpse starch. Yeah.
Corpse starch. Interesting.
Other protein. Should I look at? Did you read this out loud?
No.
What the hell is a psyllium husk? Do you read that one?
The husk of some sort of something.
Everyone rips. This is true, Sentinel. When you die, you fart. Their protein powder is the best. Their protein powder is the best flavored I've had. Which one? This one? Quest. You know what? Primo, try this one. Yeah, this is the first. The Quest chips I had last week were good. They weren't this flavor.
What flavor was?
They're like barbecue. It was good.
Ugh,
Primo, we tried
the
barbecued ones. Try Procore. Hold on. Yeah, Procore chocolate peanut butter, dude. Hold on. Yeah. That's not how you spell chocolate.
No.
It's late. Alright. Give me a break. That tastes amazing. The problem with Procore chocolate, it has like a lot of sugar in it, but whatever. It tastes freaking awesome.
I can't have whey protein powder.
Why not? We gotta finish that. There's still crumbs. Hold on. Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
Ugh.
It's all gone. That's how we do it.
Gross. That needs to be like just.
No. Mention if your garden. This is. Yeah. I'll tell you what. The people we're meeting in chat are pretty funny. No. Pretty good. We should have like a greatest hits.
A greatest hit.
No. You know what we should do?
Like a screen
No.
grab.
Okay, guys. What do you think? I think we should have like a quote of the night. When we do the post-action report, we just choose who had the quote of the night. Because the other protein one is probably my favorite. The reading, nutrition, chewing, slows by lightning. That's probably my favorite of the night.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That was me while you were in the other room.
Primo, have you tried Procore? Yeah, Procore. So that their chocolate peanut butter flavored protein shake is. Oh, is that it? They just shook hands. Oh shit! I missed it.
We missed the end.
Epic handshake.
Fail.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go in first.
Yes, come in. We are going to do some type of thing.
Ryan, you have a lot of supporters, a lot of Imperial supporters.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
No, I know.
I
All right,
guys,
guys, we have the.
God.
We were talking about.
Squish over so you can
Yeah, come on in, come on
here.
in, come on in. All right, so there we go. It's Sarah in here. Here we go. Okay, so
That was brutal.
All right, so
Oh God.
it's awesome. Primo, try it. It's wicked good. It's really flavorful. I'm actually gonna try to make pancakes.
It was flavorful. I had 3 different regiments in the field. Then I got cooked.
So okay, so walk us through this, Ryan.
Yes,
Because it all started not bad. It was not bad.
It went well at first. Then I found out they have the Ravenclaw ability.
Where are your men, Commander? No, you have some supporters. A lot of the folks in here are rooting for the. I'm gonna open this door because it's hot as hell right now. There you go. No, you had a lot of support, man.
Really?
Yeah, there were a lot of people rooting for you. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for trying to make me
These-
feel
no,
better.
no, like,
Really?
yes,
Holy
that's serious.
shit.
The door's closing.
He has no regiment. Oh!
There's always more men to be recruited. Yeah.
I love it though. No, he has no regiment. He's right.
So tell us what happened.
So I was going out with Pusk, and we're not on a date or anything. We were just going
Not
out.
a date.
We were just we're going up slowly. Then I remembered, oh crap, we're not objective conquerors. We're just defenders. We're just going up, and then I'm like, I'm gonna shoot. He's like, well, it's a -1 to shoot everything more than 12 inches away. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm screwed. Everybody's hitting on a 5 or a 6, except for Pusk, who's going.
First turn, the shooting was not good.
It was depressing.
Because the minus.
I killed 1 Eldar.
So did you not know going into the game what Alaitoc does? Is this like your first?
What the hell's that?
So okay.
This song is gonna be a no. Something Alaitoc?
So you know how you have regimental doctrines? The Eldar have Craftworld abilities.
Oh yeah, everybody's got that cool trick,
so
yeah.
the Alaitoc thing is that it's kind of like the Raven Guard. It's kind of like so. it definitely changes how you play against them, right? Like this is okay. So once that happened, I still think you could have grabbed it because like so. What happened the rest of the game? What do you think? How would take us through it?
Well, first round, you know, went okay. Pass went down to 3. And I'm like, oh god, this is bad. And then the sweeping team came in, the cleaners, the marching band of the Scions. They did their part. They had their Tempestor marching with this cane. And
Yeah, it is nuts.
just leaning down the parade there and just wiping him out as he went.
Yep.
And I thought, wow, I might actually have a chance at this. And then Dumbo appeared out of nowhere.
You cut the lead to 4. You actually outscored him in that turn too, battle round 2.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I might have a chance. And then Paz died and had the mortal wounds. And then...
Can I make an observation?
Yeah.
So there's 2 things I think if you'd done, you actually would have won the game. So,
Really?
Yeah. So...
They're Eldar.
No, I don't. Watch. So, like, where you placed the objective, did you place that objective?
Yeah.
So I think if you'd placed, because your army the way they play, I think if you'd placed it closer to your battle edge within 12, like let's say one behind this, let's say just one behind this bastion, and then one little further back, maybe behind this Goliath. I definitely would have put one behind that bastion because you could have hid just like a crappy little small squad over there, and you'd have been good. And you're scoring D3 a turn. If you put the other one near like gun line, just hear me out. So let's say that way, the beginning of the turn, you're guaranteed to hold 3, no matter what. And then at the top of 2, if you take in your 2 Tempest to Scion squads and drop them right along the left hand side, 9 inches away from the.
Yeah, but those tanks are just showing me.
Doesn't matter. Just listen. So before it doesn't matter because you would have killed that squad.
Yeah,
So
easily. I would have
so you
killed
would
them.
kill
I
the
wiped
squad.
them out easily.
So you would have killed the squad. So that he would have had nobody to capture that. So you would have denied it. Let's say you didn't kill it. Let's say you brought it down to 1 or 2. Then you're able to get a charge in. Now you're capturing that. So you have the objective. The next battle round 3, you would have had 2 full squads because he had nothing that could see you except for that one D gun that could kill 3 dudes tops. You can then hose the rangers up top. Move on to that. No matter what those tanks do, at that point you're holding 5 objectives. And I think you win the game. Honest to God. Like
Really?
we were talking about like during the game. Like I think because like these guys are saying the same thing. When you're outside of 12, it's almost not even worth shooting at them sometimes, right? Yeah. It's almost you have to get close just to get within that benefit. So if you just had kept your bodies on those 3 and sent the Scions alone and the tank.
So what
too.
I should have done was kept the objectives together more.
Further back so you can guarantee.
Further back
so you can
and
guarantee,
together.
Because you play a defensive army.
That's what Leslie did.
So like if you, because the way your army plays, if you have your units sit on them and use that line of sight blocking piece of terrain like he did with that Munitorum container, that way the first turn.
It's just tough when you have to try to take over objectives though.
So you don't. So what you do is like the more and more I watch this kind of scenario because we played this scenario the last few weeks. You hold yours.
Yeah.
And you can test at least one of theirs once or twice during the game, and you win.
Yeah.
That's how Chris Bradley beat Dan. And that's like I think that's you were saying the same thing like that. This big block here, basically would have made it so all his stuff would not have been able to.
What Leslie did smart was he had that Lone Ranger left. And
Yeah,
he
you couldn't
was
see it.
crouching down.
You couldn't
that
see
was
it.
ingenious.
So you would have been able to get up there though with a squad. You would have been able to eventually after let's say battle round 4, you would be able to get a squad up there and kill him. So. Or look at this. So Nutcha Planes catch in. So maybe making one of the squads more close combat oriented because they're base strength.
Well, that's
4.
what the veterans are.
Yeah. So because they're base strength 4, Nutcha makes a good point. I think your armies. I think you played a good game. I think you got a little unfortunate where the objectives were, and the Scions when they came down they kicked ass. But the problem was they didn't deny him points.
Yeah.
I think if you done that, you would have won the game. Honestly, I know.
I know, but it's just Eldar. Whenever I hear Eldar, I just think I'm gonna instantly lose. I know it's as bad as that sounds.
Yourself.
Ryan better give us actually some new red shirt because it's Star Trek red shirt.
Oh God.
No, but did you have fun?
Yeah.
Good. And Leslie's so much fun
it's
to play,
nice.
right?
Yeah. Oh, he's a nice guy. I don't mind him.
How was the mission?
Well, I had a bad feeling at the beginning of it at first because of whenever I have to capture objectives, I'm like, I'm a defense army.
If you want to play tomorrow, me and Mark are going to play. Me and Mark Wrestler, and actually Sarah might join us with some of our guys.
But dental appointment tomorrow,
What time?
unfortunately.
What
At
time?
1.
So we're
and then
playing
Ken wants to hang out with me. I'm trying to tell Ken I can't hang out with him
We're
because
playing
of the
3.
snowstorm.
We're playing 3 o'clock. So if you want to join us, we're playing from 3 to 5. Let me know if you want to play.
It's a quick game.
Yeah, we're only gonna play. It's a small game.
Yeah, I can't pay attention. You know that.
Yeah, because she's gonna learn how to play. So they say hi to her because they all watch you play. Thanks for watching.
Hi.
So
Oh wait, we're live. I forgot.
So you
Hide the depression, Ryan. He smiles.
So you'll be back. You'll be back on the stream though. We'll see. This won't be the last.
Yeah.
Maybe you and I'll combine forces.
Whoa.
Good.
Can we do that?
Yeah, we can.
All right.
As long as it's not Tyranids, Ray
Oh,
told me about Tyranids.
We tied them.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
We tied barely. Everything was dead though.
Wait, what does that say, KT?
Kill team.
Imperial
Kill
Guard.
team. We can do kill team.
Imperial Guard,
soup
especially combined
yeah.
with what?
compete against
With
Eldar.
soup?
Soup. That's when you mix guys. Yeah. But I tell you what, I put my faith in my Ultramarines. That's okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, thank
Can you
you.
send
Waving at me?
No,
Is that a handshake?
Wow.
Hi.
I think if you kept the Blazer on the whole time, you would have won.
Yeah.
Just
Agreed.
saying. I'll let you the lump.
Remember, never forget where we came from. From the land of Egypt, from the Pharaoh Tuto.
Look at that. That's great.
That was 3-toe.
That's 3 toe. That's 2. Les, you ready?
Oh.
Let's get a lesson here.
found a
Let's get a lesson here.
Oh, okay.
Let's get a lesson
Go
here.
in there, Tiger. Oh boy.
Les,
Come on in.
thanks for coming, man. Good game, huh?
Welcome.
There was quite a few. There was Imperial and Eldar supporters in here.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
So, what do you think of the game?
I did not think I was gonna win. I knew I had my plan to focus down the tanks, but I was like, I don't know. I had to sacrifice a lot of command points to keep that -2 to hit
Yeah.
going on the things that I knew.
You did go through your command points pretty fast.
And I usually don't go through them that fast, but using lightning fast reactions or whatever to give that extra -1, casting that spell every time, making sure you get another -1.
Yeah. That's gonna be frustrating to go against that.
Yeah,
That
well,
was-
with his BS skill, it was effective enough
Oh yeah.
to do exactly what my plan was. Keep his BS so low that he can't hit me.
Because a lot of his base hits is 4s, right? For his tanks. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whenever the two things were off, and then if he moved with a heavy weapon,
Couldn't-
like somebody on the ground or something like that, they were like, forget
about
it.
Yeah.
So
Were you worried? We were just talking with him. I was really worried he was going to drop
Oh,
on the left
absolutely.
and just sweep up that corner.
if he had done that,
I-
the game would have. I mean, that unit of Dire Avengers just had no. It was no bother.
right.
Like they just chilled, and then I even got like risky with them and brought them up, shot, used the stratagem to drop them back down so they could shoot and then move,
Yeah.
just to help clear out those guys. But if he had dropped down, he would have wiped that
And
unit
I-
right off the bat.
You did a great job right off the bat because you even placed the objectives in a way that really benefited you. Like putting that objective 6 or 4, I can't tell.
It was
6 behind the Minotaurum container,
Yeah.
and then like basically right on our time. If he had done the same thing over there, you basically guaranteed you were always having at least 3, right? You at least always had 3. And then I thought that was a difference because in the first turn you had 3, he had 1, and right off the bat he's down 2 of them, and then he's fighting an uphill battle the whole way.
To get that one in the center was like, that was, if he had kept it more towards his lines, I would have had to come more towards him. And that's kind of how I was expecting it. I was like, at some point, I'll make my big gamble and drop the blob of guardians on one to just tip the scales for one time
Yeah.
and focus all my fire on the side that had Pask and hopefully get that to crumple. And then I had 5 Dire Avengers and a Falcon and 5 Wraith Guard.
Those are awesome, by the way.
So I was like, if I can crunch that tank, they can come up and dump everybody out in front. So that was the one. The one in the center, I just threw somebody out there and said, let's just try it.
Just go for
steal
it.
And it worked. That worked.
It also made him have to commit things to that. Like I thought one thing I really liked too. I was reading your army because people are asking about the army list. You just have a cool army. There's no like this, and both guys like it was a really fun game to watch, and both armies do cool stuff. But it's like you don't need to build a super like net listy army for a fun, strong but fun thematic army.
That's exactly what I was
Right?
going for. It's like
Yeah.
none of the power units that everybody who plays Craftworld wants to run.
Right.
And
He's
like
still fun.
perfect example, Falcons. People online say Falcons are garbage, but
They did okay tonight.
I almost every time I play a game, one finishes the game on full wounds, and
Yeah.
it's like that's.
How many points is a Falcon roughly?
We'll say
100?
loaded the way I do, 175, 185.
Yeah, so it's like
or
the
something
cost
like
of a Contemptor Dreadnought.
and it
It's
can
like,
hold it can hold 5 guys or
And
6 guys.
and it's transport.
I bought a Primera Psyker.
Nice.
That.
What's the movement on it?
13.
And it flies.
Yep.
So it can back out and shoot. Yeah, it's
and it's pulse laser is its unique weapon, and that's a -3 flat 3 damage.
the flat 3 is the way to
And
go.
if you've got crystal targeting matrix, which I take a crystal targeting matrix, and so it can not suffer the penalty to move and shoot if it shoots the closest one.
That's cool.
And Spirit
cool.
Stone, so 6 up, feel no pain after
Nice.
the fact. And
Well worth it.
yeah, he had
Well
to
worth it.
dedicate everything he had on the field, tank-wise, shot at one of them in the first turn. And
Just glance.
it took like 3 turns to take it down.
Yeah, I like, the more I've been playing with my Ultramarines, I'm finding that like getting rid of the infantry for me, it's easier, and at least it removes bodies off the board. But like, yeah, it was
in this game, that was huge. You should have focused on that.
Yeah.
Even if it was a super heavy weapon shooting at infantry, it's like you gotta clear those
Well,
guys.
about your army, it changes how you have to play against an army like that, because you have to get close to negate the -1. You have to. You can't just sit back and castle. I'd love to see your army go against one of the Tau armies, like Jared's Tau, because Jared's Tau is so much defensive oriented, and they don't really get close. And I don't know how effective their shooting would be against you because of all those minuses. I know they get the marker lights, but like, I'd love to see that
Even
game.
with the marker lights, I think the good units I'd be able to protect,
Right.
and then wait for him to commit his shots and do lightning fast reflexes. If I was playing Tau,
Yeah.
I'd be nervous because of weighted dice on some of the things. But again, my technique is usually a distraction, and that's exactly like the Wave Serpent was like the distraction. Put it in the front; it's got good stuff in it, but it can take the heat.
Yeah.
And with a Tau army, I do the same thing. Like throw something out there that tempts them to
Yeah.
shoot at it,
And then-
and like be like, okay, let it take the heat for a turn.
Yeah.
But then, particularly with my Autark, who's always the VIP,
He's a beast.
that guy.
He has to get a level up, right? He has to get a level.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
He's killed.
He fought a Bloodthirster.
He nuked the Bloodthirster here. He took down Pask, and he took down Creed.
Make
both
sure you guys
of
fill
them.
one of these out. So
I
don't
did.
forget. Okay,
I filled
okay.
it out.
So last question. You've played Custodes for a while,
Mm-hmm.
basically since they came out. Now you're playing Eldar. How much fun is the Eldar compared to Custodes?
It's a lot more fun because I'm active in all the phases.
Yeah.
Like movement is huge
Yeah.
because I've got such a varied movement. It's
How's the stratagems? It seems like there's more you can do with them. Like
well,
this-
now I'm taking 2 battalions, so I got more
Yeah.
command points to work with. I keep forgetting, and this is big for this game. I always forget I can regain 1 on a 6-up every time I spend, and I think I only did it 3 out of 12.
So my Ultramarines, my command trait, I take it. I've forgotten 2 of the 3 games I played. I had to literally make a
Always
card.
forget,
I put a
always
card down.
forget.
It's like my old animosity for fantasy battle. Put a card down so I don't forget. It's like, is that a warlord trait or is that just a thing he does?
Just having that guy on
He
the
just does
board
that.
gives him that ability.
That's cool.
Which is also cool
cool.
because I'm able to get that and give him the warlord trait to target characters.
So because you captured Manufactorum Beta, all Eldar armies, so you and Chris will have +1 command point next week. So and you did not. The Imperium they got pounded today. So they
Well,
lost
that's what they get for crossing Eldar. Honestly, that's all there is.
they lost Tariel Station. They lost Manufactorum Beta. They're about to lose complete control of Hespelian Depot is permanently going to be nervified. The Chaos Forces beat the Eldar in the outskirts of Tilth Door.
That's what happened to me. We lost. I lost against Chaos, but the other 2 times it was Imperial.
Imperial won.
And it was just
Yeah.
white.
So it's a big. Next week's gonna be big because the Imperial capital, the provincial capital is available to be attacked, which I'm sure Chaos will. We'll see what happens there, and then your win here, you're gonna retrieve obviously part of the artifact as well, which is why you guys were there.
That's
So
what
you
it's
basically
all
need
about.
one more piece for the artifact. So
Nice.
thanks for watching, guys. It was really fun. We had
Thank you.
At one point we had a lot of people watching. We had like 9 or 10 people watching, which was pretty cool. Sarah, any last words? These chips were great.
Oh my god, no!
These were really great.
Nobody eat
Protein
these.
chips?
They're disgusting.
Sour cream?
they
What do
were
they put in to give him protein?
just lots of
All of protein, other protein.
what was that weird thing we found? Psyllium husk.
Like,
Husk?
Psyllium husk.
No.
I thought that's like a Tyranid item, doesn't it?
Yeah. Isn't that's a 4-up
It
invuln.
sounds like a.
They keep-
This is Psyllium husk. It sounds like Imperials. Yeah, Derek, the Imperials lost. Nutship. We'll be on every Friday. So next Friday we'll be on right around the same time. So we try to say we're going to be on at 7:30, but it depends because we have to go around and do all the matchups. But if you follow us, you'll get the notification. But we'll be on every Friday, and even during the weekdays, like we did one on Wednesday. We just did like an impromptu one on Wednesday. We'll probably do it again Wednesday. But
Are these available to watch off
Yeah.
cycle too?
yeah, we also have a YouTube channel. Just the Bolt Roll YouTube channel, and those are permanently on there. The problem with Twitch is they'll be on, but I think they disappear after like a few weeks. I think until you have a lot of followers. they don't keep them up permanently, but they will be
Right.
on YouTube permanently.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, AOS tournament. Good luck, Nutship. I didn't know you're from Wisconsin. We talked about Wisconsin. I used to go to Wisconsin every summer.
What are you bringing to the AOS tournament?
I think he's doing Dark Elves. Nutship, are you doing Dark
nice.
Elves next week? Okay, Derek. Yeah, cool, Derek. I want to hear more about Glass. Yeah, Nutship, what army are you bringing to the tournament? He was talking about doing a really cool Dark Elf army earlier. I think it was him. Yeah, man, it was a fun game to watch. We were talking about the terrain. Minnesota
made a huge deal too.
Oh, why you're not a Packer fan? That's like those guys don't mix.
He was worried about moving his tanks through the terrain, I think, which is why he tried to favor.
Oh, that's
one
flank.
side.
Yeah, it's the one problem with that terrain is if you have like a lot of vehicles or monsters, like you can't do the mid levels. It's like, what can you do?
The biggest trouble we had was the guys kept sliding down the.
Oh, is that why you guys had
walkways.
the?
So we propped them up so that they would just be
Smart.
level, and we knew where everybody was.
You know what I might do? I might just maybe get something put underneath them and just make little bridges, like little like ladders or something. All right, we gotta. Oh, it's so much movie kind of. All right, yeah, don't give it away. Yeah, Nutchip, if you go on YouTube, we'll have Dark Elves, cool. Good luck. We'll be doing AOS in March and April, so we'll be on that. But yeah, we'll be on every Friday, probably this coming Wednesday as well. But we'll be on every Friday for the time being until there's one weekend where we'll be at Captain Con. But we'll post. I think that's like the second weekend in February. It's a local gaming con, so we won't be on that Friday. But or I won't be here. Maybe they will be streamed, but I won't be here. But thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night. See you later.